Let me see if I can remember to sort out the sound today. Everyone's turning up a bit slowly, but we're getting there. So, hopefully.
Halfway through the conversation now.
Well,
yes, there's an update and it says
dice color. I had to just go reset my dice color.
Mine are okay.
I don't know what it was, but yeah. So Thursday was Savage Worlds Game Day, and I thought, well, everybody's doing fantasy. Let's do a science fiction for a change. And I thought I'll run Moon on the Edge of Oblivion, and it didn't work. The module was completely kaput. So Kevin had to go recreate the module, you know what I mean? Which he didn't. I thought it was going to be totally wrecked, but he did. It only took him an hour because he's a wizard. And it just updated there and now. So, but the disturbing thing about the whole story is it was a perfectly good module. I wonder why it was totally trashed. Do you know?
Wizards did it.
Yeah, they were wet and soggy.
It's snowing in 2 directions now. Somebody's played with layers.
Do what?
The map that we're on, it's snowing in 2 different directions at the same time.
Now that's Blizzard.
Okay, so you get double effects layers, right?
No, that's just Blizzard. I haven't done anything clever. That's just the Blizzard.
How hard the wind is blowing.
Yeah, that's the. Am I muted? Yes, I'm muted.
Well, it's just as well.
No one can hear me. There's me talking away. You can't hear me. That's the Blizzard effect.
Is that just a single?
Should be. Yeah. Blizzard. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was two effect layers of snow going in opposite directions.
No, because that's. Hang on. Let me see. That's snow.
Snow.
That's Blizzard.
All right. Okay.
And that's rain.
If you've got, if you can create fog and we get it going really fast horizontally on a picture that's got a lot of white in it, it looks like lightning.
I was wondering. I was just thinking how you could get away with lightning, but they probably haven't done it to too many flickers. But hey ho.
I've got a great bit. That adventure I'll run. It's got great lightning in it. That Dark Stormy Night's got lightning effects in it.
So if you crank the speed up to, I can never remember how you crank the speed up. Is it down to? I can't remember how you do it.
It's 50 a speed slider.
50. Well, 50 is stationary, and that's 100. So I think they've broken the speed. Because I seem to recall it could go very, very fast. But anyway, back to Blizzard because it's not nice outside.
We saw breaks today, so.
I'm getting kind of an ongoing list of errors. Is anybody else having issues, or should I restart?
Did you run the update?
I got one when I first opened my character sheet, but then it just cleared up. I closed it and it hasn't come back.
I did an update just before I joined, and I'm having no problem issues at all.
That's what I was wondering. I wonder if it's something because what it says is there's lots of stuff in there. It just says I've lost it. Where is it? Core RPG, core RPG and multi-layered rule sets. Updated preparation for upcoming client features and updated. On dev mode, the continuing code cleanup. So if everyone else is updated and you haven't, that might be why you're having an issue. That's why. I was asking.
I have updated, so
it's got an issue. So let's see.
Maybe that's going to include the shiny, sparkly dice thing.
Okay, so if you're right, so here's what happens if you close your character sheet and then you double click on your icon to open up the character sheet, you should get a Lua error.
Oh, good. So they have broken something.
Guaranteed.
Well, In the meantime, I left you in a cabin with snow
It's bloody
outside.
cold outside.
Yes, indeed.
But the funny thing is, it's that I've got an issue with that, like it being cold outside, because it's not supposed to be cold outside.
It's a mountain region.
Yeah, I know, but Irina fixed it. I was there, I saw it. It was all fixed.
Afterwards, so yes, something's gone wrong.
No, she did, and then something fixed it, and then I said a few minutes later, the storm came back in full force, if you remember.
Yes,
And recaused it. There's strange stuff going on.
it's broken. The weather's broken.
If you got firewood, let's, pick these locks, get to the store, and find a fireplace, because it's freaking freezing here.
What creatures do I know of that can cause it to snow? Probably none. But hey.
I don't believe anyone made their roll early when they had to.
What roll?
Probably that one.
Oh, we heard some howling, and nobody knows what the howling is.
That's quite melodic for howling.
That's because you asked for the cult roll. No, I don't do a cult.
So, shall we go on the inside?
We are on the inside.
No, the bigger inside. There's doors.
True. The occult rules were last week, and everybody failed them.
Well, it's all right. I've just refailed it. Just in case I failed to fail it back again.
Well,
This is not nice, mate.
Let's go see if we can find a fireplace that I can put all this firewood in. And I
Aye.
can bloody clean the tree.
Well, I'd already checked for locks. Do you need another thievery roll to see if I could get through with lockpicking without breaking Rannick's lockpicks?
Yes, you broke your lockpicks last week, didn't you? Yeah, I forgot
Why don't
about
we
that.
just bust the doors? Why don't
And
we
I
just
borrowed
bust them?
Rannick's.
So you need a thievery roll to uppick the lock.
I know, I about had heart failure there. No, just
Is it a
Rannick.
metal lock? Is it a metal lock?
Yeah. Give one back. Manic, still carrying all of the tree. And puts his boot in the door.
Because if it's a metal lock, we could just rip it out. Push come
There is a pin under there somewhere, but I can't see it because everyone's over the top of it. So I don't know where the pin's gone. It's meant to be there somewhere, but I can't see it. Okay. That's one. That's two. That's four. That's four. So that must be three. By the process of elimination. The outer door to this room is locked. The rock is corroded but strong. The corrosion made it more difficult. The doors to the east are locked, but they are not corroded. Okay. It's interesting, actually. They don't actually give a hardness for this one. Okay, so strength. Okay, you kick the door as hard. You kick the door as hard as you can. They're quite sturdy, but they stay put.
I'm
Bert
just
is
thinking.
going to fire
Here,
an
you
acid.
try your lockpicks, Rannick. You're so smart.
I was thinking about what happens if I put my finger in the keyhole.
It might be my fingers are so cold I can't make them work right or something because I'm
And I
freezing.
can always just fire an acid arrow at the lock and melt it off, guys.
Yeah, or I can touch it and rust it because my gauntlet
things back.
will rust it to bits. You can pull metal apart.
Give them back, and I'll give it a go.
All right, go for it.
Oh, I don't know. I would quite like to see Bert shoot the lock off with an arrow.
I've got my thieves' tools. I'm not seeing lockpicks separate.
Yeah, that's because I gave you my thieves' tools after yours broke.
Here, let me give them back to you.
All right, I'll give it a go now. I've got my tools back. No, you've left a bit of yours bloody in there, haven't you? I'll shoulder guard it.
Hers did indeed
Just kick it when
break in there.
when he goes to pick the lock, get a good kick.
And broke. I had a crit fail.
Right. There you go.
Okay, now hold up. Don't go before you go in there. I forgot. I haven't fixed this yet because I lost my notes. Well, I didn't have my notebook, did I? So I needed to watch the video, and I forgot. I haven't had a chance. I had a rotten yesterday at work. Anyway, so this is not the sack room. This is a different room. It's
It's the first written warning.
the air in this long sealed chamber is putrid. The back wall is solid rock face. Is the solid rock of the cliff face. A ramp rises from the western door to the height of 5 feet, which is the elevation of the rest of the plank floor. Mounds of dust and rocky debris clutter the floor, while rusty mechanical equipment, large copper tanks, and several rock crushing and chipping tools sit upon sagging wooden tables. The handle of a shovel sticks up from a debris pile immediately below this aperture. 2 pairs of elbow-length thick leather gloves stained from long use hang from the hooks beside the north door. Okay, so the point is where is it? I know I'm looking for it because I was checking this out earlier. When you enter this room, a shadowy form shifts and moves in the room's corner.
A shadowy form. I was about to say I was getting quite nostalgic here. It looks quite cosy inside. It's like my mum's place. But
Oh dear.
The shadows begin. Dondrad's the only one in there at the moment, so the shadow fades before you, Dondrad, and a dwarf appears to be squatting in the southeast corner of the room, his back to the door, as he appears to be scooping up handfuls of gold dust from the ground near the chute.
Well, Rannoch's just got to blunder in, carrying all of the
Firewood.
bits of firewood, and start looking for a fireplace you can dump them in. And since I've got arms full of firewood I picked up again, I probably can't see that door.
Well, okay. Where was I? As the dwarf turns around, gold dust is thick in his beard and dripping in slobbery strings from his lips.
Oh, so you met Jelsa then? Here, where's your fireplace? Sorry to bother
You have to try this. It's so delicious. I need everyone to make a spirit check at -2. Oh! Oh dear, Arena failed.
Boy, did I.
Jelsa failed. Rannick failed. No, Jelsa made it and Rannick made it. I didn't see the -2, so I apologise. And Bert's failed.
I sense draws a card at work.
Irina, the full function of you critically failed, so you don't have any choice at this point. The suggestion that you should eat the gold dust is absolutely compelling, and you rush into the room to start scooping up the gold dust to eat it as quick as you can, for it will help you with your hunger. And Bert, at the moment, you're feeling the same way inclined.
Well, that's not good, is it?
I just don't know if you want to, because you've still got the option to spend a penny to re-roll if you want.
Nope, Bert's going to move in and start chowing down. What the hell?
Okay, in that case, the two of you start eating. For the rest of you, the dwarf is just watching as people eat. In the meantime, Bert and Irina, you start feeling the arsenic poison flowing through your system as you start eating the arsenic-tainted dirt on the floor. I need some vigor checks from you, please.
I don't suppose we can stop eating it when we feel that, can we?
Absolutely not. You've been magically compelled to do so.
You know what? I really, really wish that I'd critically failed now, because I'm immune to poison.
Jelsa is
I love
arsenic,
apparently.
Apparently, both of you. Okay, Bert, you still failed, I'm afraid. But Irina, you made it because you ingest. Because it's a penalty because of course you're ingesting it. So I'm afraid, Bert, you take. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. I'm afraid. Meanwhile, the rest of you are watching. Basically, at the same time that Irina and Bert are chowing down on eating arsenic. At the same time, the dwarf suddenly seems to shrink in on himself, grow emaciated, and then fly apart in a red explosion of bite-sized mortals of flesh and bone. And an instant later, he is gone.
Okay, well that wasn't weird in the slightest. I'm going to drop the firewood and go over and grab Irina and Bert and pull them away from this gold dust and say,
Bert,
maybe
It's
you should do what the ghosty dwarf said. All right, drop it, both of you.
Oh,
Okay.
look, you're pretty good to me.
Okay, Bert, I'm afraid, is stunned. Takes a wound. And is anyone feels like making it? And if anyone feels like making, yeah. Bert's stunned on the floor and foaming at the mouth.
Bugger. Can we cast healing?
yeah, you can.
You can, if you want to make a healing check, you most certainly can. This is just to diagnose what's wrong with him, as it were. Or you can just cast healing, of course.
No, I'm going to cast healing with remove poison.
Okie
Put
dokie.
poison on it.
Okay.
Wow, boy, are you.
Ooh. You remove the lethal poison from Bert's system, and he will not die in 30 seconds.
This is a good thing.
It's lethal poison. Basically, take a wound, 2 on a critical fail, get stunned, and die in 2d6 rounds.
Wow.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Wow.
Whereas I taste like arsenic. I love arsenic.
I think he stopped eating. Once he vanishes, the compulsion ends, and you just start spitting out the arsenic-tainted grit. It's dust, basically.
I'll go outside and wash my mouth out. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, you're going outside, are you?
Yeah, with
Ju-
all this
yeah,
foaming
just
at
to the
mouth, I
doorway.
think I have washed my mouth out, so
You know,
I
I
think
heard
I'm
a
good.
story from the Pathfinder Society about some fella when it was snowing really, really hard. He said, "I'm going outside. I might be some time," and the bugger never came back. So be careful, you.
I'm going to use snow to rinse my mouth out and spit away until the taste's gone.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, just make sure it's not yellow. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
You have to go.
pardon me. At which point, this is where it gets really interesting, because
That's an ancient dwarf proverb. Don't eat yellow snow.
no, but this is where it gets really strange. Before you go through that door, okay? After a minute, he starts forming again, but it doesn't say whether he says you have to eat it again. So I'm going to assume he doesn't. But in the meantime, the ghost of the dwarf starts to form again, and he starts to go over to the corner and start eating the gold dust. He then, as he's eating the gold dust, he stands up after a while, starts to fade away, shrinks in on himself, and explodes in a red explosion of bite-sized mortals and flesh and bone. And then a minute later, he does it again.
Stunty, can you do anything about ghost stunties? Because that's bloody disturbing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you should banish him or not, but technically, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I think this is probably too loud for him bursting, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, it's too loud for him bursting.
Can I have a guess? Is this a spirit that's unrested or what?
Sounds like it. I think you need a wetter explosion for the dwarf.
Yes. That's more
There you go.
shattery, isn't it?
There you go. I rolled 14 on faith. Is he? So is he a ghost that's?
I would. Yes,
Or
you
is-
think it. You think it's a haunt? Yes.
It's a haunt.
You will. There. Yeah. You will. It is an unquiet spirit. Probably, if there's one, then there may be more. This whole place might be haunted. Anyway, you've moved through to the next room. So the wooden walls.
Think booby traps with spirit bombs. You know what I mean?
The wooden walls of this misty shaft abut the natural. I didn't catch that.
Oh. I said, did you say think boobies? As I walked through the door.
All right. So the wooden walls of this musty shaft abut the natural stone face of the cliff to the east. A sturdy-looking wooden stair and rail at the bottom of this shaft circles up into the heights, running clockwise. Above its passage is lost in the gloom like the musty interior of an ancient silo. A thick length of chain hangs down the shaft in loops, its links swaying and clanking softly to the periodic gusts of wind. I just clicked the wrong thing there, sorry about that.
But that's a musical chain, isn't it?
I clicked the wrong thing there. That's interesting. Sorry, I pressed the button I didn't mean to. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Well, I was thinking about if I go in here first, because if it's spiritual horrors, then I'm probably the best person to cope with it.
Propped against the east wall near the door is an upended wheelbarrow.
Well,
So
if we had an Holocaust cloak as well, we could storm a castle with that.
So is there any door? There's only no doors out of this room, is it? Apart from the ones we come in.
Now, just the spiral stairs up.
Right, okay.
Bert's going to stand in the middle of the room, and he is going to shoot an arrow up with the light property on it to see if he can see how far this goes up.
That's been an idea. I'm not interested. I'm interested in the stairs are going to collapse because it's going to be a quite bumpy way down.
Right.
I mean, it looks like it's ancient.
Rob goes back and picks up the firewood. Well, after you, Stunty, you make sure it's safe, and I'll carry this lot upstairs. There's got to be a fireplace around here somewhere.
Okay, well, apparently it's the stairs. The stairs rise 72 feet, apparently.
Yeah, if it supports my weight, it'll support everybody.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. I was trying to figure out how far up we were going.
That's very interesting, I have to say.
I want you going in front of me, Snooks. So go ahead.
Oh, okay, right. I was a bit confused there. How have they done that on this? Yep, that makes more sense to me. Okay, so Dondrad is going first. Let's forget the fact you can't do that. And let's move Dondrad to there.
Well, yeah, I'll weigh about 300 pounds. So, yeah, if it supports my weight, it'll be fine.
So basically, Dondrad's gone up the stairs to there, and obviously off that map onto the next floor. Well, the staircase up, I should say.
And Joseph keeps poking Rannick in the bum, going, "Move, move, move! You're in the way."
But anyway, there was not on the ground floor. There must have been a wood stove or a wood stove.
You want to go
outside?
Yeah. Rannick spreads his legs.
Just keep moving.
Rannick spreads his legs as wide as he can and says, "Go on then. You go ahead. I'm not going fast. I'm carrying all this bloody firewood."
Then she just ducks past him.
Okay.
What was did we look in that wee cupboard there? Did we?
For the record, I can't move you onto the other map because Dondrad's just standing in front of you, Jelson, not moving.
And then I'm going to start poking him in the back. Move! Dondrad!
I can't move.
What do you mean you can't move? You should be able to move. You're right. You're over there.
All right. Okay. Right,
Sorry.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Shut that. Press this button here. Okay, all right. No, all right. No, there we are. No, I see me. All right, okay. Oh, go. Don't look over the edge.
Okay, that. But Jelsa moves to there.
There should be light up there because Bert set his light arrow up, didn't he?
Yeah, but
Must've just go skipping
I'm not
up
going
the
to bloody.
stairs with my Android.
Well, the light's on the floor above, so yeah. Then we got Amber, and then we got Rannick. Then we've got Arena. And Burton. And Burton Stuckham's are staying down at the bottom. Okay, right. At this particular point, Dondrad's reached, gone round a full circle, so he's pretty much above Arena at this point. Can I have a notice check from everybody, please?
Oh dear, my dice don't like me tonight.
Yeah, I gotta put this thing up on 3 today. I gotta play it on the lottery tonight. Hey, there's an idea.
I think I'm going to change the colour and see if it improves their look.
Okay, Dondrad, okay.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. I need to remind myself what happens now.
So when you change, you can't click on your portrait, obviously, because that generates an error.
Oh, they
You
really
can't
have
use that to change your dice.
They really have broken it, have they?
Yeah, clicking on the portrait.
I know we were joking earlier
breaks
about
things.
they'll break that. What have they broken this week? But I didn't. They really. It sounds like they have done a fair bit of breakage.
Yeah, that's the only definitive bug I've got at the moment. If any click, so if you want to set your dice colour by clicking on your portrait, it ain't gonna work.
Didn't know you could. I just pressed the little colour palette in the top right
Yeah,
corner.
the little colour palette in the top
That's
right corner is how I do it. Yeah.
That's how.
No,
I've
you
done
can.
it.
No, but you can open up the colour palette, and then you can
Okay.
open the dropper up, and you can pick a colour off anywhere off the screen. So you can, like,
Yeah, you
I've
can do
yes.
that
you
from
can-
the-
Colour
you can do
palette.
that
Yeah.
from the
You make-
colour palette.
aye, so
That's
you
Yeah,
make
like
okay.
My dice are my skin colour now.
Okay, so okay. I needed to sanity check something. So Dondrad successfully Dondrad successfully notices he's triggered a trap. It doesn't stop him triggering the trap. He just notices he's triggered the trap and gives him a chance to react according to the rules, knowing that he's triggered a trap. So let's have a look at that again. With anyone, to detect the presence of a trap, success allows the hero to react before the trap or haunt is triggered. So Dondrad, basically, what's happened is you basically put your foot down on one of the step ahead of you. You know what I mean? You're heading up the stairs. And you hear a definitive click from that particular stair as you feel a click and a movement as you start putting weight on it. What do you do?
I'm going to stay where I am and shove Chelsea out the way.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
Indeed. Do you know what?
Joseph falls down the stairs backwards, going, "Wait!"
Okay, well that's fair enough. Righty ho. I was hoping you say you jumped forward a step, but you didn't, so that's okay. So what actually happens is
Death wish.
Chelsea out the way. you push Chelsea backwards. So you turn and push Chelsea backwards. At the same time you do that, the stair at the section of step and rail claps outwards, dumping everyone on them into the central shaft of the stairwell. So you basically all get shoved. The rail disappears, and all of you get thrown off the stairs into the shaft. However, you do get to make an evasion roll.
which is athletics.
Agility -2. To grab hold of the rail as it drops. So then you'll just be dangling over the pit as opposed to falling over the pit. Unfortunately, well, and you'll need to do one for Amber as well, alas.
I know. I was
So
just trying to
we're
find
going to
it.
make roll
Oh,
agility
no!
-2.
Yes, but as far you're down there. I didn't realise you
I'll
moved up, so you can.
I'll spend a penny for Amber
Because you can,
because
can't
she has
you?
her own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Amber doesn't have it, but you can spend them on her behalf.
She doesn't have her own? Oh, okay, fine. Well, then, I guess...
That's the difference. Snookums has his own bennies, but as a familiar, you can spend your bennies on your familiar, can't you?
To be honest, I've got confused with so many characters that I've lost track. So. I'm just going to go with yes.
The answer is yes, you can. You
I
can spend
have
pennies.
I have common bonds, so I can spend them for anyone. Or give them to anyone.
Okay, I'm afraid Amber fails miserably to hold on to anything. Although, does Amber
it's the lack of prehensile thumbs that's the problem.
I would agree. I was thinking of just trying to... I was wondering if there are any bonuses, so I'm afraid this could be quite painful for Amber.
Yeah.
What kind of idiot would trap an entire spiral staircase?
Ow.
Bert and Snooks, you will, fortunately from where you are, even if you failed it, you just tumble to the floor because you're down the bottom.
Wow, that soaks a whole 1 wound.
That's enough to keep Amber alive.
Well, I'll take it.
Well, I was about to ask, since I got a raise on my roll and Amber was higher up than me, is there any chance that I could catch Amber?
I think that's perfectly reasonable. Make an athletics check at -2.
Oh, you said it -2 after. I'm going to spend a penny on that anyway.
I mean, you could do it without, but that means that's on the assumption you decide you're not going to hold on. Yep, okay, so Amber is actually saved, which case, Marina, you can have your Benny back for the soak roll, as Rannick successfully grabs Amber, and all of you are dangling over the top. Obviously, Bert and Snooks... Bert and Snooks, I'm just going to say you just tumble to the floor, so you're okay. At this point, the chain attacks you.
Well, I was about to say, Kev, I was carrying a large amount of firewood, which I'll have had to have dropped to grab hold and catch Amber. So, sorry, Bert. I've just dropped all that firewood on you and Snooks.
Luckily, we weren't quite as far around the circle as you are, so it just kind of fell next to us. Now, it didn't bounce all over the place, but...
Yeah.
That's all right.
At which point, I'm afraid the chain that's dangling all the way down the shaft starts attacking you. Basically going for the people that are dangling in over the pit.
Right.
Okay, can I try to grab the chain?
I punch
the chain's trying to grab you.
Well, I mean, if I grab it above where it's grabbing.
You want to try and grab it? It's talking.
All right, chain. Can it attack?
Can I let the chain grab me?
The haunted chain is anyone. Okay, so the chain does get a free attack, and then we're into combat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see who it goes for. It's going for Rannick with no, hang on. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. It's going for Arena. Arena? I keep getting Arena and Jelsa muddled up. Goes for Jelsa.
I wasn't sure who it's going for.
Sorry, I got my names wrong. So I start clockwise, starting top right. So I start with Arena, and Jelsa's number 3. So I can't get my head around this one. So the haunted chain does all sorts of weird stuff, and it's not straightforward on how they phrased it. So the haunted chain gets a free roll when attempting to grapple opponent. Okay, so it is a grapple, or it can attempt to bash. So it's going to attempt to grapple
doesn't it bash
Jelsa?
and get a free? Doesn't it bash and then get a free grapple with it?
It might do, mightn't it? Thinking about it, it doesn't say that, but I think it. But it gets a free reroll anyway, so let's do a 3 reroll of it. It probably does do a bash and then gets a. It probably does. Oh, I got a lovely console error there. Okay, so an 11 versus oh yeah, I think I'll tell you what the extension's done. It's definitely broken the oppose thing. So an 11 versus a 4, it means that Jelsa is most definitely bound. So it starts basically. So it literally, the chain wraps itself around Jelsa, wraps itself around her neck, and starts pulling her up the full height of the shaft, trying to squeeze the very life out of her as it does so. Oh, that was nearly 12 damage. Okay, and now the round starts. Rannick, you're up.
Okay. First thing I want to do is put Amber on the stairs. You said it was just the railing that gave away, so presumably the stairs are still fine. So I'll put Amber up on the stairs.
The section of the step and the rail to collapse, that section of the step and rail to collapse outwards, dumping anyone to the central start. Yeah, the rail goes, but the steps are okay by the look of things, yes.
Right, so I'll put Amber on the stairs.
Yep.
So I'm not holding Amber anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if that chain is grabbed Jelsa, that means the chain itself should be vulnerable. So I then want to grab the chain, which presumably is attached to something on the ceiling, and attack it to rip it open to free Jelsa. If I can.
Fighting roll to assist her escape attempt on her turn.
No, I was just going to break the chain open because I'm big, strong half-orc.
I'm sure you are.
You can certainly give it. You can certainly give it a go.
Right. So if it's vulnerable, I get +2 to attack it. I'll do it with my bare hands. And why did that not target? It should have done. Okay. And then because it's vulnerable, that applies. Oh, I've got to be able to do better than that. Let's put a penny on that damage.
I do debate whether a chain can be vulnerable, you know. It's links of metal.
Well, apparently I've shaken Jelsa's chain.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that the chain should be vulnerable. But anyway, okay, you shake the chain.
Well, it would be because it can't dodge, can it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is vulnerability means it's like exposes itself to a rogue sneak attack. A chain being an inanimate, not an inanimate object, metal links. I'm not sure they have a weakness that you can exploit. But if I'll defer for now. Jelsa, you're up. You are bound, so all you can do is attempt to break free using strength or athletics. Strength -2 or athletics.
Okay, I've got 2 questions. The stairs we were on, did they like disappear or collapse?
No. It was literally the stairs. The stairs did sort of flip, and the rail lowered itself. But the stairs are still there, so you can snap. They sort of the stairs are reset, but the rail hasn't.
Can I mumble a spell?
You can't do anything because you're completely bound, except attempt to break free.
And that requires what?
Athletics or strength at -2. He's a noisy bugger.
Yeah.
He's telling him down.
Yeah, and under the new rules, if you fail the roll, you're instantly killed.
Actually, they said that there was an update to that you don't
Yeah, I know,
automatically.
because it was just the first version.
Yeah,
was
no,
stupid.
there were so many people that were pissed about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
No, it wasn't. You were instantly. This is the thing. It's the way you were reading it. If you are wearing a pair of manacles and you don't break free, you cannot continue attempt to break free from the manacles. If you're entangled by a spell, you can attempt to break free every round. That's
Aye, but
what
it doesn't
the rules
differentiate.
said.
It
does.
But it didn't
And why,
differentiate
if
that.
I'm grappled, I
It
can't
does.
mumble.
It did differentiate.
And
It said if you are bound by a device, you get one attempt. It didn't say anything else. It's only if you're bound by a device.
Define what a device is. What's the definition of a device?
Manacles. You're
Or-
tied up by a
or-
rope or chain.
Or
What?
the entangled power. That's what it says.
I
Angle
don't
power is not a
understand why
device.
Hello?
It's a power.
I know,
I
but that's
don't
what it says.
understand.
No,
You
it
wanna
doesn't.
explain?
But anyway,
We're not going
moving
there.
on.
We're not going there. We had the
We're
whole
not going
debate.
there.
You just did. You're just not
Yes.
reading the. But there's a comma, and you always miss
That's why
the
it's-
comma.
No, it's been
Anyway.
changed, so it's fine.
So why can't
Calm down.
someone mumble a spell if they're bound? I mean,
Because
it's not
spells contain somatic components, which means you have to move your arms in just the way to cast the spell, and you can't do that if you're bound.
And the chains got wrapped around your head just right so that you can't open your jaw.
You always need your hands.
Against a chain, my strength is, my agility is athletics. There's no way going to break me free, so I'm stuck.
You are. But also, I mean, in D20, I'm not sure about Pathfinder. In AD&D, in AD&D days, spells had three components: verbal, somatic, and material. In this situation, if the spell was purely verbal, you could cast it, unless you were gagged. But unfortunately, Savage Pathfinder is you can't do anything if you're bound except attempt to escape. Arena, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to shape change all of us. I've cast. I've
Well, don't turn me anything into unnatural. Don't want to be unnatural.
I can only do natural. I'm going to turn us all into small dragons.
You're going to turn the entire party into dragons. That is ridiculously brilliant.
It is, isn't it? Apart from Bert and Schnookums, because they're not struggling with gravity.
And no, but I'd just be a bound small dragon then, right?
Yes,
Yeah, but if it let go, you wouldn't die.
that's very true.
Obviously, I want to make a sensible size choice here. And right now, I don't have the book next to me. So could you have a look at what reasonably could fit for us all to become?
I think you need to be wormlings.
Yeah, fair enough then. Wormlings for all of us then. Preferably one that doesn't have any problems with the cold. One that's naturally resistant to the cold.
That'd be white then, wouldn't it?
Worm?
That'd be white dragon wormlings then.
Okay. White dragon wormlings for everyone then. What size are they, please?
They are size minus. Actually, they're size small. What's an adult? An adult is size 4. A young adult, right? Dragon is size 2. But this is like a building. Yeah, you're gonna have to all be small. You're actually gonna have to go down in size.
That's fine. Not necessarily the point. Okay, cool.
I think dragon flies. There's no way that it's going to bind us then.
So
The point is, it's a very clever use of a spell that completely nobbles the entire trap, because the whole point is the chain basically drags you up to the top and drops you. If you can all fly, the threat of the trap is sort of diminished, which is very clever. That said, of course, actually, it probably doesn't make any difference to Jelsa's stats, no.
increasing the duration is 4. 5, 6, 7. Plus presumably 1 for every additional person.
Oh, you targeted Amber as well. Cool.
Yes. I was just working out the PowerPoints, which I've now figured out.
Okay. What's up?
I can't. No, I don't know. I'm just being evil. Sorry,
There you go.
my inner demon's getting the better of me.
We are now all wormlings.
Oh, what dragon wormlings, Alice? I've got some somewhere. Hang on. Is there words that you can hear that I'm missing out because I'm too busy concentrating?
No, I think he's just still in his own little evil laugh mode.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still laughing at the entangle.
I won't change Amber because, unlike the rest of you, I don't think Amber's got a token on her character. Oh, she does. So I can change Amber as well. There you are. You're all dragons. Oh. How you can tell yourselves apart can be quite interesting.
When you hover over yourself, it holds your name tag, thankfully.
Yeah. Maybe I should have actually done you all slightly different colours so I can tell you apart, even though you're... So you're all actually... You are actually...
Mine in pink.
I could do purple.
Close enough for her.
Marina, you can have red with blue wings. Amber's obviously got to be orange. And Dondra can stay as a white dragon. There we go. Problem solved.
What mean you? Why? I'm a worm. Made me a worm. I thought Jelsa's glitter was bad, but this is... Yeah, I'm a worm.
Okay, an entire party of dragons. Okay, that's a new one for me. He's quite annoying. I'm putting him back onto that. There we go. Donjad, you're up.
Up, Ship Creek, what? Oh, this is interesting.
This is interesting. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, so how exactly do I attack?
Yes, because you not having been soap chased before, you haven't sort of got the stats set up, have you?
I don't have the doodahs. So
you don't have the doodahs. You admit that.
Yeah, that's the only problem. It would be really nice if there was a way to actually do that sort of thing.
Let's think about it. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to. It's wrapped around Jelsa, isn't it?
It is.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to wrap. I'm going to fly at it, right, and then basically try to land on the chain and hang from it. And the idea is I'm not really trying to be effective here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put some tension on it so that Jelsa can escape.
Okie dokie. I'm going to say that's make make a fighting roll.
Yeah, I'm going to make a fight. I'm going to put tension on the chain.
Yeah, make a fighting roll.
You can escape. Oh, nearly correctly failed it.
You're not encumbered because all your items magically transform with you. Therefore, you're not encumbered because your strength has dropped because you're now a little wormling.
So that's a success. So that's +1 then.
That is a +1 bonus to Jelsa, yes. But the entire party appears to have turned into dragons.
Well, actually, Bert gets up off the floor and looks up and kind of freaks out for just a half a second, seeing this whole swarm of dragons up there. And it's not until he realizes that he doesn't see the rest of the party that he understands what is happening. That's whenever he decides that maybe the chain is probably what needs to be destroyed. So he will shoot at the chain. These are all white dragons, so he's going to shoot at it with an ice arrow just because.
Oh, very nice. Just in case he critically fails and hits one of the party. That's a hit. Why does it say you're distracted?
Well, because I didn't want to target it way across the map like that.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. I like it. Very clever. Okay, 9 points of damage to the chain. That won't do much good, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to let that one go. Snooks is going to jump up to his feet and start running up the stairs. I have no idea how far he can get, but let's.
Well, hang on. Sorry. What's his run? Yeah, do his run, and we'll
do a run. We've got a nice big run.
13. Okay, so 8 inches gets him to there. Yeah, and then that gets him to there. I'll move him the full 13, as it were, and then you can always backtrack it. You know what I mean? So 8 plus
13's about where he's going to want to go. So that all works. And
that sort of brings him in line with. Well, actually, I imagine around it when you became a dragon, you couldn't hold on to Amber, but Amber's flying around now anyway. So yeah, you get to about there.
Yeah, and then. From here, we are going to yowl at the chain. We are going to attempt to intimidate it.
See, what I'll do is I'll put you at the boss. I shall put you on this map, Bert, and then set you to -6 because now you can target the chain
without having to deal with that. That works.
Yeah, because you're now 6 squares lower than the chain is, which is perfectly accurate. Oh, Schnooks intimidates the chain. Again, it's an inanimate object.
and the inanimate object doesn't care, which makes perfect sense.
It does rather, doesn't it? Okay, so the haunted chain unshakes. So that's annoying.
What you wanted to stay shaken?
No, for Jelsa's perspective. And then so it's now just going to constrict Jelsa, the dragon. Shaking Jelsa. And that means it's the second round.
Even though I have higher stats now that I'm a dragon?
Yeah. You're probably better off than if it wouldn't have made much difference. But yeah.
I want to fly up to wherever the top of the chain is and try and attack it where it joins the roof or ceiling or whatever.
Okay, you are now 2 squares above the chain.
Excellent.
Because it's not worth putting you on the next map up.
That's true.
In fact, I don't need to. But yeah, I'm going to do that just to remind me. But yeah, if you want to, if you want to attack the chain, you can.
Oh, well, I'm just finding the right.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of attacks on my sheet.
I know. You hit the chain. Not encumbered either. So that's actually a +2 on that, which means you didn't hit with a raise. However, I think you've got the chain here. 4 wounds upon the chain. Wow. I'm just going to have to soak that, I'm afraid. 2 wounds upon the chain. The chain is creaking in a very bad way.
I think Amber's just going to be, wow, I've got wings! Oh my god!
Oh, Amber's stuck because she's the wrong side of the thingy. Yeah, so Amber's just going to fly around to there. That's fine. That brings us to Dondrad the Dragon.
Dondrad the Dragon. So where's Jelsa going? So Jelsa's still at +1 to escape, isn't she?
She is.
As soon as she unseats.
So unless you go on hold, there's not a lot you could do to improve that. But you can obviously... I suppose you can actually support her again, can't you? There's nothing to say you can't.
Yeah. The maximum an individual can give in
4.
one roll is...
+2.
The maximum overall is +4. So there's no reason Dondrad couldn't support again.
There's no reason Dondrak couldn't support her 4 times in a row, getting +1 every time. If in theory, is there? Other than the fact that means Jelsa would have to forego 3 rounds of going on hold, as it were. But yeah.
No, I think what we'll do is I'm going to actually cast Smite on Rannick.
Bollocks! I didn't mean to do that. I've just realised.
In fact, you know what? I can do that to everybody, can't I?
Actually, you can't do that to anybody while shape changed.
No, you can't.
Oh no, I can't cast powers, can I?
Actually, you're a dragon. Yes, you can. Dragons can talk, and dragons can cast magic. They're the
Wormlings
only exception.
But the
Wormlings
power
ca-
shape change says you cannot cast.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
And even if you could, considering the trapping for your smite power is that things heat up, I think casting
I know, but I can
Yeah,
change
that
it.
would be very painful.
Yeah, but for an extra power point, I can change the trapping.
But Wormlings, I don't believe Wormlings can cast spells.
Usually you heat up. Sometimes blades come out of you, like that bloke in Terminator. You know. So
Wormlings can't. Unfortunately, because of where you were, that's why I suggested Wormlings, because the dragons would have been a bit too big. And Wormlings can't cast spells, but Shape Change says you can't cast spells. Well, Shape Changed anyway, so.
I always have when I've been a dragon, but not when I've been anything else.
Let's give it a squeeze.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fighting skill to slap the chain. And the reason why that's quite disturbing is it's the hit of a rust monster, which it's immune to because it's magical, but it's going to give it a shock. So 4, because it wouldn't be encumbered.
No.
So yeah, if you can beat that.
That will be against. I'm going to say it's against its agility.
Probably beat it, but never mind. So I'm laughing at it. Oof, look.
It's got to equal or beat, hasn't it, to survive it? So I'm afraid, yeah, you're flapping away. Yeah, you're flapping away at the chain. It's not doing much, I'm afraid. Rannick, you are up.
Well, since Rannick is now feeling considerably weaker than he was before, Rannick is going to grab Jelsa in his teeny tiny claws and try to help pull her free from the chain as a support role.
Sounds good to me. Make that. Go for it. Oh, that's a +2.
So Jelsa's now on +3 to break free.
Jelsa's on a +3 to break free. The haunted chain is a construct, so unfortunately it does unshake. What it's going to do is obviously it's looking at the illustration, it's got 2 parts. In the meantime, it's just going to try and bash you off, Rannick, because you're helping her. Okay, I did that the wrong way around. Sorry, let's see if I hit you first, shall I? I miss you, therefore you don't take the wound. Jelsa is... No, Jelsa is not -2 penalty for being bound. So Jelsa, you get to make an athletics check with a +3 bonus to break free.
But I'm still shaken.
No, you're not.
No, because that bound doesn't count for that. So you did bounce past
I
it. So.
got athletics at +3.
You got an athletics at +3 to break free of the train. Are you happy with a 4?
I'll Benny at one time.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have stuck with 4.
Well, it's okay. You get the best of the rolls unless you critically fail. Unfortunately, this chain's very good.
Whoa, isn't it just?
Okay, Bert, you're up. I'll target the chain for you because it's a bit crowded in there. There you go. No, see, I've managed to. Even I've managed to target. There you go. I've targeted the chain for you.
Okay, well, the ice arrow just shattered, so as much as I hate to do it to these guys, I am going to fire an acid arrow at it.
Okay.
It's all right. We're immune to acid as well.
That's a hit.
I thought we were. I couldn't remember. Too many dragons in my head.
If you've been shape changed by someone else, can you end it, or does the caster have to end it? That's an interesting thought, isn't it?
That is an interesting question.
I think the caster has to end it.
Oh, sorry, I hadn't noticed you shook it. Sorry. Let's add it's acid, so let's do that. Yeah, you still shook it. And Schnooks.
And it seems like everybody seems to be trying to help Jelsa. Did you finally get free, Jelsa? You failed, didn't you?
No, I'm not free yet. It's just tightening up on me.
Okay, Schnookums is going to do the classic cat thing and jump past the string and smack the string as Snooks jumps past it, kind of thing.
Except, unfortunately, I can't do it like that because the walls get in the way. But yeah, you just have to imagine Snooks is jumping across the gap. Yep, he's got it targeted.
Being adorably kitten.
Indeed. Snooks really wants to play with that chain. Look at that.
So, oh my god, it's finally a cat toy big enough for me.
And the second one? The second one's 2 wounds. I do have bennies, so I will try and soak some of that. I soak one of them, but you can re-roll your... Snooks has got 3 bennies if he wants to re-roll his first damage.
Now let's go ahead and re-roll that first damage.
Yeah, that was 2 hits with raises.
Oops, forgot the raise.
That's okay. So that's 10. That won't be enough, I'm afraid.
No, okay.
But that chain is definitely sort of starting to bend out of shape and looking a bit on the dodgy side. So it's going to unshake and just keep squeezing the very life out of Gels. Actually, no, at this point, it's taken 2 rounds. So, yeah, what it does now is it squeezes, because it's an inanimate object, it doesn't know. So it finishes, it constricts on Jelsa again for no effect, and then lets go of Jelsa to allow her to plummet to her death.
Which doesn't happen.
Which doesn't happen. Jelsa just flies away. But it's a chain, and it can't know that, in my opinion. Right, you're up.
Okay, since Jelsa's fine, Rannick would like to fly to the top and alight at the top landing.
Pardon? You'd like just fly to the very top of the... Yeah?
Yeah, fly up to the top and land on the landing at the top on the grounds that if this thing's only attacking us while we're making our way up the stairs, let's just not be on the stairs since Jelsa's free now.
Yep, okay. You fly up to the top and you are now on the landing.
That's me done.
The description. Jelsa, you are free.
And then I'm just going to fly up to wherever.
Okay, you fly up to wherever. But... I need to look at the resolution, I think. Have we lost Bird?
Sorry, minor coughing fit there.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I've got COVID again, so yay.
Oh, you're kidding.
We're no longer holding on to one of our little mini dragon friends, so let's go ahead and shoot it again. This time I'm going to just use my basic arcane arrow.
Okay. That's a hit.
And I will Benny that damage.
Okie dokie.
And do even worse.
So I do love the fact I can put you on the map because you're far. I do like that height adjustment extension. It's very nice. The fact that you can literally be there and like I say, no, you're actually 6 squares lower down, and it factors in. It's really cool. I do like that.
Okay, well, Snooks, having successfully jumped across and grabbed a hold of this cat toy, is going to continue chewing on the cat toy.
Okay, go for it. Hit with a raise and a hit. I think he's put. Okay, 2 wounds. Do you want to do the second one? Okay, 2 wounds. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, there's a loud crack as Brannick, as Snookums literally yanks the chain out of its mounting at the top, and obviously the weight of the chain rips it out of Snooks can't hold on to it, and it just plummets downwards to the floor below.
And when it hits the ground at Bert's feet, he says, "You are the weakest link."
What did we worth that?
That was brilliant. He's been waiting for that since the fight started.
I'll land next to Rannick and Jelsa. As will Amber.
What I'll do for ease is I'll just put you all at the top of the stairs. On the assumption that Bert's walked, you know what I mean? Everyone has flown up and Bert's just walked up.
I will then end the spell once we're all safely up there.
Okie dokie. End the spell once you're all safely up there. I have to admit, it was a brilliant way to nerf. That was a brilliant way to actually nerf the entire trap. As I say, if it had been a bigger style structure, then it could have been. I mean, it would have cost you more power points, but being able to be slightly bigger dragons would have been rather useful. But well, exactly. But I love the fact that you I'm just going to turn everyone into a flying creature, therefore doubling the entire trap. I have to admit, I was impressed. Amber doesn't want to stop being a dragon. Right. Okay. No windows open into this dark plummeting shaft. A heavy winch bolted to the balcony. I've lost my track. Well, supports the rusty chain that runs up for a pulley mounted through the roof, which hangs a heavy iron bucket. The front wheel of the wheelbarrow rests against the heavy wooden chocks that have been nailed to the floor at the edge of the balcony. Okay, so winch is fully functional and extremely rusty. Okay. Can I have notice checks from everybody, please?
So yeah, I don't like this. The funny thing is, I walked in the door right, and it sounded very dwarfy and very homely, and things have just been trying to eat me since I got here.
Do dwarves normally do that sort of thing with stairs, Stunty? You know, make them so that they all fall apart when you're walking up them.
Well, it depends.
Oops, I didn't mean to open it. I meant to lock it. How do you? I thought it was shift to lock a lock. I can't lock. I can't lock the door anymore.
No, you can't.
Oh, it's because it's a secret door, and I have to unlock it anyway because you can't see it. But anyway, there's a secret door over there.
Can now.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can open it because you need to know where it is, and I don't think you can. I forgot it's a secret door, idiot. That is actually quite annoying. I would actually like to be able to lock secret doors to remind me that a secret door is actually locked. But anyway, I suppose as a GM I should remember that sort of thing, but I'm terrible at remembering that sort of thing.
I either got a raise on it anyway, so
Yeah, there's a secret door. You'll
Yeah,
notice.
it's terrible. Terrible. This is not how you plaster wall, people. See this? See the lines on it?
I don't think this place is up to code in general, really.
So yeah, that's a secret door.
Well, the secret door is the one to your. Well,
The
So
secret
shall we
door is
open the
locked.
secret door?
The secret door is locked. However, looking now, you know that basically knowing there's a secret door there, you can deduce there's probably you can deduce there's probably a room behind it. So it does actually give you the walls around. It does actually give me a hardness rating for just going through the wall, but that takes an hour's worth of work to start to attempt to dig through the wall.
I can make it quicker, but it'll cost me PowerPoint.
But why would somebody make a hole in the wall and then? Do you think that this door here is going to blow my head off if I open it?
Well,
Open
one,
it,
I
let's
don't.
find out.
One, I don't think you've got you don't have a skill that lets you open it, Mr. Dwarf. And two, Jelsa can't open it because she had a little accident with her lockpicks earlier.
I got the
Can't you-
opening.
Yeah,
No, I
but
get it.
can't Irina get lockpicks?
Yes. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, you can get lockpicks. I'm sure one of those bloody books you're carrying has got, you know.
Rannick knows how to unlock things.
There you go. I can do it.
Seven large burlap sacks sit against the northern wall of this small room. I don't think any of you can actually fit in the room. The door's too bloody small. Or you just about can, yeah.
Schnooks can.
Jelsa probably can.
No, I meant I didn't think Fancy Grounds had let you through the door. Is what I meant. Not that you couldn't get through the door. 7 large burlap sacks sits against the northern wall of this small room, while to the west sits a small desk and chair. A leather-bound ledger lies atop the desk.
I will pass the book out to Dondrad. Bet this is written in Stunty. You have a read.
What else is in there, Rannick?
Some bags. I'll have a look in them. And I'll have a look in the bags.
Okay, within the 7 burlap sacks are 7 cats. Okay, within the
Very hungry cats. They're so hungry, I think. Well, I didn't know they were dead until I'd opened the bags. I think.
Each of those 7 cats has 7 tits. Okay, within the 7 burlap sacks, 5 are stuffed with gold dust. The last 2 hold gold nuggets. Each sack weighs about 40 pounds.
No, there's nothing in here, Rini. Nothing. You and Bert would not be interested in what's in here. Absolutely not. Sparkle tits, come here. Sparkle tits.
She might have gone AFK.
I think she's.
I think she's sulky because you picked the lock.
Auntie, whatever you do, don't let Rini and Bert into these bags in here because they've got gold dust in them and they'll just start eating it. And there's gold nuggets, and if they think they're chicken nuggets as well, they'll eat them too.
Right. No, I think that was just for downstairs with that kind of that guy that was kind of exploding, Mr. Indigestion. You know, he's like kept exploding.
Right. Well, there's some gold dust and there's gold, and there's this book. Do you want book?
Well, give Irina the book because she's the book person, and I wouldn't.
Ronit will flip it open to see if he even recognises the language it's written in.
By the way, I take it we're going to have to shove these sacks in the portable big jig because it's going to be a ton.
Well, what we need is
7 bags
wives.
of gold.
If we had enough wives, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we need a big carrier bag. So what Snookums is that a curtain Snookums is playing with?
It does appear to be. I hadn't checked whether that door actually was supposed to open or not, but okay. Especially with everyone opening doors when I haven't actually remembered to go through and make sure they're meant to be locked or not. So hang on a second.
Well, Bert the Snookums wandered in, so I thought I was stepping behind him. So.
Okay, so are you going to leave the sacks for now?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
It's just a book. Is the book worth anything? Does it
I
give
don't
you
know.
any kind of...
I'll have a look. I'll have a look through book myself.
No, not you. Give it to Irina.
The book seems to contain lots of maps of the area and lots of squiggly runic lines upon them.
What language?
Dwarvish.
I can see the maps, but I don't speak Dwarvish.
Yeah,
well, gives it here. It can't be any harder than the ABC book, Big Book of Mountains, can it? I mean, seriously, that was a joy to read.
ABC Big Book of Mountains.
C is for boulder. C is for crevasse.
Yeah, that was the one. You remember it? You see, I remember that. Yeah, good book that was.
What was A for? Sorry, I didn't catch A.
A is for avalanche.
Avalanche.
B is for boulder. C is for crevasse. D is for Dundrad's a daft dwarf.
Anyway. Well, okay. In the meantime, they're still with Burke because he's moved on. A large worn elk hide is spread across the floor of this bunk room. Another old moth-eaten hide covers the entry into a small closet. Oh, that's that one down there. The window looks out to the south. Oh, is that meant to be a window? Okay, I'm going to update this map, I think. A crack runs through the thick panes of the southern window.
So, yeah, can I have a quick butcher's at the book?
Yes, I've got some more description to read, but yes, I shall go back to the book. The book contains several detailed maps of the region the brothers were mining and locates all of their assay points and mines. There's notes on the payout of each mine are listed. It would appear that all of the mines have played out without imparting any particularly rich nodes. Several pages near the end of the ledger had been torn out. Anyway, back to the Burt room. A set of rough-made bunk beds.
But surely that means to say that on the maps, all the places they mined, obviously that wasn't where the place we were looking for were.
Possibly.
Follow me? So if there's 10 mines and 9 of them are crossed off, and number 10 must be it, because they never finished the job, or whatever they wrote down get ripped out, and we'll never know until we find it. But we know 9 places not to look.
A set of rough-made bunk beds stands against the north wall next to the door. An old coat with holes in its elbows hanging from one post. The bunks themselves are straw mattresses and layers of heavy blankets piled at their feet. An old metal coal box rests on one for use as a foot warmer. A rack on the east wall holds a crossbow, 2 axes, and a light wooden shield. Beneath it is a large leather chest. A hooded lantern hangs unlit from a rafter.
But I take it the weapons are done.
Have a notice check, Bert, because you're the only one in the room. You notice while you're looking at you notice that one of the levers is slight on the pegs on the weapon rack is but doesn't have anything else. If it's at a slightly different angle to all the others.
I will go over and fiddle with the lever.
You go over with fiddle with a lever. You hear a loud clunk coming from the direction of the stairwell. From Brannick and Jelsa's point of view, you can see that the trap has been reset.
Oh, touch something. The stairs have gone all wibbly and the thing's gone back.
Yeah. So everything's back. Hanging from a small hook are a number of torn pages as well, Bert.
I'll grab the pages, determine that I cannot read them, and hand
Is
them
that
to
the
Don.
pages
You're not illiterate, are you, Bert?
Are those pages by any chance soft, strong, and thoroughly absorbent?
Yes. They turn out to be broadsheets from Corvosa, dated about 70 years ago. So, Bert, you can read them because they're written in common.
Oh, okay.
Those are meant to be windows, so let's open them. They're not meant to block line of sight. I will have to redo the windows as windows, but obviously whenever this map was made, windows didn't exist. So there we go. That appears to be this room done. The weapons appear to be... the weapon and shield are warped and useless. Dondrad has decided to sit over the pin, so I can't actually open the description. There we are. Oh, look, now I've opened the windows. You can see the snow outside. Wow. Okay, this tiny chamber is stuffy and lightless. Heavy blankets, hangers curtains across two archways. A wooden bench rests against the south wall, under which is arrayed an assortment of shabby footgear. Above it is a row of hooks, a number of which hold dusty garments.
Anything in the pockets?
Hip waders. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's everything from rough-soled climbing boots to hip waders for padding and cold mounting streams. The various garments include oiled leathers, raincoats, fur-lined winter coats, and mud-stained dungarees and coveralls. They're all proportioned for dwarf and largely ruined from moths and dry rot. Concealed beneath the raincoats appears to be a weapon. A maul, in fact.
So it's a big club. Oh, you Rannick, there's a blunt instrument here.
It's particularly well made.
It's a particularly well made blunt instrument.
What are you suggesting, Scotland?
Exceptional quality.
Right, so what exactly are you on about?
Well, you're a blunt instrument here. Another blunt instrument. No?
You know, I could take offence at that. I think that's quite unfair.
So shall we identify if is it magical?
It is magical. There we go. You have identified it as a damaging construct bane. Well,
So
magical
what
weapon.
is it?
Old statues. Never mind,
That's not good.
Rannick, never mind.
All right.
I might have this. It's got my name on it. Look, it's mine.
It damages statues. I love it. Oh, dear. Okay, living area for Bert. This room obviously doubled as the main living quarters and kitchen for the inhabitants of the cabin. A stone hearth and chimney occupies the southeast corner with an unhook holding a cauldron above the grate. The rest of the room is a horrific.
No!
is in a horrific state. Firewood, cooking utensils, cooking pots, and pans, even the furniture lie in scattered heaps. A painting of two dour-looking dwarves standing in front of enormous elk hangs askew on the northern wall. Ancient bloodstains mar the walls and floor, bits of overturned furniture here and there, but there are no bodies.
Right, I'll go and
But
get firewood.
there's firewood and there's a stove, right?
I'll go
And
get
a
rest of the
fireplace.
firewood from downstairs. Somebody keep an eye on that switchy thing, and make sure the stairs don't break on me, would you? And
That's
then I want to
better.
head off down.
No, I'm not going to let you. That's the whole point.
But didn't you say there's firewood scattered around the room here?
I did.
Okay, well, Jelssa's already collecting it up and stuffing it into the hearth, and she's got some various.
I'll use a cantrip to light it.
I've got a.
Okay. Before, I need Jelsa and Schnookums and Bert and Rannick to make vigor checks. As you basically start to feel very hungry and looking at the walking meat in this room.
I really don't think I do.
No, but Schnookums does at the moment.
Right, the predator.
No, it's okay. I'm afraid Schnookums is suddenly ravenously hungry and takes 1 point of fatigue from starvation. Accompanying this ravenous sensation is the conviction that only the flesh of the people around it. Oh, yeah, actually, yes, I'm afraid Schnookums does start salivating while looking at the two legs.
Especially that one over there that looks a lot like a bird.
Exactly. Snooks now gets to make a spirit roll. Otherwise, he is affected by the energy drain spirit as the cannibalistic urge overwhelms him. Obviously, for him, it's not cannibalistic, but anyway. So he's okay on that score. So he does. He resists the urge to eat his friends, but he doesn't. He is very hungry right now. I know, but that's the scary thing, Rannick. You do.
Well, I also rolled a 37.
Well, exactly. So I would. Yeah, you don't, but you know. Well, you did, but you didn't. You didn't over.
What's up, Snooks?
I'm looking for.
What's up? Rannick will crouch down and rub Snooks behind the ear with a "What's the matter?" kind of a.
Snooks will start licking you and then nibbling you. And
I will unlock tokens.
All right. Hey, what? Watch it. I'm off to get more firewood.
I missed the door.
Yeah, you scratch Schnook's ear, and Schnooks kind of turns around and kind of chews on your finger a little bit. No, it doesn't draw blood, but only barely.
There's firewood all over the room. For the
Yeah,
third
and
time.
Jelssa's already been collecting firewood and stuffing it into the hearth. We just need to get a fire going here.
I just used the spell to start the
Build
fire.
a tree for that firewood, and he's bloody well going to burn some of it.
Okay, but before you do that, I need to do something. So I'm going to leave you there, I'm afraid, as you wonder what's going on. Okay, so this is where this see what happens.
Yeah, I thought this door was going to lead back to the inn, but it doesn't. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I need to check. Front porch. Yeah, sorry, Raddick, you're absolutely fine. You go downstairs, get the firewood, and come back upstairs, get you to there. There we go.
Right.
And you obviously come back in with the firewood. There we go. You get a fire going.
Yay!
So can I cast? Well, first of all, let's make a healing roll, right? To see if it's going to make a difference. I was going to cast Restoration on Snookums to remove energy drain.
He didn't get energy drains. He's just fatigued.
Is he? So Restoration would restore his fatigue, then, wouldn't it?
Does it? I can't remember. I believe it does. Yeah.
If nothing else, give him a good meal. He should be okay.
Yeah. It's from the it's phantom hunger. So after an hour, because he's resist the urge to eat anyone, he will recover. But as you likewise give him some food, he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
Right.
I've got as this game's gone on, obviously because it's irritating me, I keep scratching at it, which makes it worse. But I can just feel a spot forming in the corner of my mouth. It's driving me up the wall. Anyway, okay. Well, you get a fire going, so the room starts warming up.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you go through that door there, Dondra? I didn't notice you opened it. Because that's the front porch. If you went, oh, that's the front porch. I need to modify that then.
Is it the front porch? I never went in. I just opened the door and thought, oh, that's not where I want to go. But I just thought I'd mention it in case something jumped out to eat my face.
Well, in that case, let me just put you back there just so, because when you open that door and look outside, you see it's the front porch.
Oh, it's cold.
Right, okay, you're on the front porch. Great, that's what I wanted. Okay, a front porch with crudely crafted handrails extends from the front of the cabin. A short stair descends to the ground at the north end. The eaves of the overhanging roof are festooned with dozens of animal skulls, including bears, deers, and other animals. Of course, this is obviously above the... at the top of the cliff, isn't it? Yes, it is. The cliff face is back there. Okay. The posts supporting the overhang and the outside edge of the handrail are hung with racks of antlers. The chimney rises next to the door of the porch, and a couple of split logs have been set on raised porch as furniture. Okay. There is nothing of note among the trophies. A signboard mounted above the front door, which you haven't opened yet, but it's there. Bears the still faded but legible print in Dwarven, naming it the Vector Mining Company headquarters. Well, that door, if anyone's tried it, doesn't appear to be locked, but it does seem to be stuck in its frame. You have the strangest feeling of being watched out here, Dondred.
Right, okay, well that leads back outside. I've got an idea.
You can see what looks like... It seems like there's someone staggering in the snow just to the east, off in the distance. Desperately trying to...
I'm sure some heroic person would like to jump save them, but not me. Can I go back and tell the others?
In the meantime, I just need to deal with the fact that Bert's gone into this room over here. Okay. Oh, actually, no. It requires a strength roll to open, Bert. It should have been locked. I'm not locked, but you know what I mean. I will have to fix these. Yeah, Bert, you open the door, no problem at all. Wonderful stuff. See, you obviously... I'm going to have to award you, Benny, because you knew you could open the door without me having to make you make a strength roll.
Well,
but
yeah,
you didn't want any. You made it you made it anyway out of the goodness of your... Okay, so this bare floor room has a series of unhooks suspended from the rafters. The window in the far wall looks out over the edge of the cliff and unlike the others in the cabin, has no glass or shutters, only a tight lattice of iron bars. Against the far wall sits a 4-foot-tall mound of bones, dwarven bones by the look of them.
Okay, so this is the meat locker. Got it. Okay, that was just the meat locker, guys. Don't worry about it. There's nothing of any interest in there at all, especially for Dondred.
Well, we've got a fire going, so Jelsa ain't leaving the fire anyway.
Yes, I was going to come inside and shut this door, right?
Okay, as you get round the corner to shut the door, you see. You have shut it. As you get round the corner to shut the door, a figure of a dwarf is walking up the steps.
So anyway, I was going to get in and shut the door, and because it's like haunted. I wanted to go and tell everybody else, but because we heard that howl, and I wonder if the thing on the outside isn't that friendly. And it's trying to get in.
This dwarf coming towards you looks just this door. As you come inside and shut the door, the dwarf that basically clambers up onto the steps. It looks just like the one that was eating the gold dust earlier.
Yeah, it's one of these.
His eyes were wild with fear. His clothes in tatters, and everyone basically you can hear him. Everyone in that room there can hear him. The porch creaking as he's outside, and he's by the door, desperately seeming to try to be getting in.
Yeah, so the door is swollen and it will not open.
Run for your lives! They're going to eat you! And then he goes silent.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
You
The door
are?
won't open.
And I have spirit checks from everyone, please. As basically, Dodger, for your perspective, the dwarf's eyes were wild with fear, his clothes entitled, and blood was dripping from wounds on his exposed flesh.
Bert pokes his head around the door and says, "No, I think they've done been at."
You spent a penny, didn't you? Okay. That's a shame. I was just getting ready to type. I'm going to type it anyway, even though you made the... I'm going to type it anyway, just so I can have...
Just because, yeah. Okay.
Just because. Just so you know what you didn't get. This is what for a fraction of a second. This is what you thought, and then you came to your senses. But
It was going to go ding dong, Avon lady. What?
Well, that seems appropriate. Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't have to make you. I didn't have to make you run in panic out into the blizzard, so that's okay.
And like I said, Bert kind of pokes his head around the corner and hollers towards the front door. I think they done been at.
You are? You are not making much sense at the moment, Bert.
Here we go.
Why is Bert crawling on the floor, by the way?
Well, it's kind of like there was nothing in that door, but for me and Irina, there's nothing in that door, and I point to the one to the north for Dondred, so it's all good.
All right. And why you try to sweep the floor with your front of your jacket then?
You are really making no sense, Bert. What is going on with you? And who's knocking on the door anyway? Was that you outside? You trying to make me cold?
We've got a ghost outside.
We got a what? A ghost?
Ghost.
Oh, you're priesty fella. Go deal with it. That's your job, isn't it? I hit things. You deal with spirits. Jelsa does annoying. Greenie does magic. And Bert does natural stuff. Isn't that how it works?
Well, it's getting quite late, and you're all tired. Do you think it's time to bed down for the night?
What
Yeah, the
coffee
fire
is going
here,
on?
it's
I don't know.
toasty warm.
I want to know what's up with Bert.
When you say that, Kev, does that mean my ring of sustenance is also not allowing me to not need sleep as well?
I'll talk about the rest of the party.
Okay.
It's not going to work. The biggest the lack of need of long rest to get your power back. That means the player characters and Savage Wars never need to go to bed. What the hell, anyway?
We still need to sleep, or we end up with fatigue from not sleeping.
I know, but you know what I mean. It's not like Savage. It's not like
Except for
It's not
Running.
like Pathfinder. It's not like Pathfinder where it goes. Oh, hang on. Let's have a fight. Right. Let's rest for 8 hours. Let's have another fight. Right. Let's rest for 8 hours. That's all I remember of Pathfinder. So I'm not complaining that it's gone away. Okay.
That's all right, because the combat normally takes 8 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Can I have notice checks from everyone? That's okay. Yeah. Nothing to worry about. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all.
Can I examine Bert to make sure he's all right?
Yeah. I should point out. Oh, because he's proud, is he? I don't know why he says he's proud. There we go.
Why is he crawling about in the place? What's up with him, bro?
I think he did that to put on modifiers, didn't he, earlier?
Let's move up here.
I will accept that move in a minute, but
I was going to say, like, if you need, we're going to need a rest, but what I would do is I would fortify the room that we're in, and Rannick can stay up, obviously. But this ghost try to get in, and I think they're trying to scare you and try to get you to run out into the freezing cold. I saw a dwarf coming up the front porch.
Why would I want to go out in? Why would I want to go out in that? I mean, seriously. You lot have a kip. You know I don't need one as much as you lot do.
But I think they're running loops, so I think they just repeat. I think the dwarfs just do one action and then they repeat, and they're compelled to do the one thing over and over again for eternity.
I know it's really hard to understand, Rannick, but sometimes people get really, really scared, and they will do some really, really crazy things. Now, I understand you've never been scared, but sometimes it does affect people like that. And if they got really scared, that guy was saying something about somebody was eating them. If you became suddenly really scared of getting eaten, you might run away and do something silly like run outside.
Well, I have been scared. I mean, look, there's times when you're daft to not be scared. Now, if you don't mind, excuse me, some bugger's banging on the door downstairs now.
Do you really want to go down there by yourself?
Well, why wouldn't I? You want to come with me?
Well, the fire is here. The fire and the heat's here, Rannick. I'm not going nowhere.
I mean, that guy, but the guy that was saying eat dust is still doing that. He'll be doing that forever.
Yeah. I can definitely hear some bugger banging on the door down there. Now,
yeah, but that's all they can do.
I'm not saying it's not a ghost, but you know, we're not a ghost and we turned up here. What if there actually is somebody out there in the cold?
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
I mean, Stunty can stay here if he wants, but I'm just going to go and check.
Check? What do you want to go and check?
Are you heading downstairs, Bert?
Why don't you go out? If you want to, why? Where are you going?
Going to answer the door.
Downstairs to where some bugger is banging on door. If it's a ghost, we'll slam door in
It's
his face.
outside, but if it's out in the front porch, it's just round the corner. You don't have to go downstairs.
You're not listening to me, are you?
What?
Some bugger is banging on the door downstairs. I'm going down there just to check it out.
But some buggers banging in the door upstairs as well.
No, there's no one banging on his upstairs.
it went silent. He stopped banging.
Right.
He yelled and banged. He banged and yelled or something like that, and then disappeared. So we're gonna go check out this guy downstairs that Rannick is hearing, and apparently I'm not.
Oh.
They're shouting this back because obviously I've accepted Rannick's move for this round, but if Bert wants to move, I shall accept Bert's move. Which is why I had to move you back, Rannick, because things are happening, but it's it's a strange one. It's although so everything you're doing, I'm sort of measuring out in 6-second chunks, if that makes sense. What are the rest of you doing? Staying by the fire?
When you described this, you said there were two chains. There was the one that attacked us, and there was a chain on a bucket, or a bucket on a chain as well. Is that right?
A winch, yes, there was a winch, yeah.
In which case, can I leap over, grab hold of the bucket on a chain, and ride that down? Because I'm assuming if there's a bucket there, it's meant to go up and down.
The winch is functional, though extremely rusty, and can be used to lower the bucket between the floor, providing that the haunted chain has not been destroyed yet.
Oh, if it's been destroyed, then obviously
I misread that, sorry. Obviously used the haunted chain. If you hadn't activated the trap, then the chain wouldn't have triggered, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rannick, because obviously...
I was going to go with Rannick, because I don't feel the cold the same way he does.
I know, but I'm doing it... I'm doing it. You've already done your move for this round. So the next round, Bert does his move to there. Rannick will get to there at the end of the third round. So let's do that. Except you can't walk through walls.
No, I was running. No.
And I'll yell down behind him, "Hey, bring back some more firewood if you're going downstairs anyway."
Okay. After three,
I
was going to. Before you go any further, can I just go to check that room to the south first? Before we all head off down the stairs.
Yeah, you could. Right, okay. If you want to check that room from there, be my guest. You can move from. For last round, you moved to there. So this round, if you want to move, well, last round you got to there. So if you want to double back rather than move on ahead, like I just moved you on ahead, double back.
I just wanted to waste some time having a wee look in here.
Okay, so 2 inches gets you into there. That you look around.
I just want to check that the trap is disarmed on the staircase. From the lever, because I think it's not being reset, is it?
The trap has been reset.
So can we unset it from this room?
I think if you pull the lever, it will. It's an interesting question.
At the moment, they're walking down a trap staircase at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, yes, actually, in all fairness, Bert probably did twist it so it reset and realised it would go further, which would deactivate the trap. So I'm going to be nice and say Bert has deactivated the trap. So that's 2 inches to get you into there. So this round you'll get to there as you step back out the room. The Stuckums, Amber, and the ladies are keeping them sensibly warm by the fire. It should be pointed out at this point, the strange knocking... but obviously when you listened for it, you could hear it too. All of a sudden, the strange knocking has stopped. Everything is silent apart from the wind outside.
Hey, by the way, right?
You do.
Here's the thing.
Okay, so next round you're going back there, okay?
Uh-huh.
What's Bert and Randy going to do?
All right. So it's gone quiet.
Well, Bert's going to continue walking down the stairs until we can get down there. Yeah, they've stopped knocking, but if Rannick is really worried about it, then probably a matter of the guy's gotten too cold to keep knocking, so we need to get down there.
Yeah. Rannick's going to carry on running down the stairs as well, but he'll pause for a moment while...
That's okay, you got to there. So next round, when that next round starts, we'll continue. So next round, Donjard's moving up there. You two will carry on down the stairs. Okay. Round number 5. Okay. A loud crack, followed by a mighty hammering sound, fills the cabin, the entire cabin, as the walls begin to shake and groan. Almost as if the structure were giving up purchase on the cliff edge and sliding off. Everyone gets to make an athletics roll. If you're on the staircase, which is Rannick, if you fail your athletics roll, I think you can guess where you're going.
Yeah.
If you fail your athletics roll, you fall prone. If you're on the stairwell, you fall down the stairwell. You're running. Oh, you hadn't actually run yet, so you're okay. Do you know what I mean?
I passed anyway. But...
Yeah.
So we make the athletics.
Yeah, it'll be knocked prone. On a successful athletics roll, you can move as the whole building shakes itself.
So I was going to say, Irina, rather than them running about from door to door, can you not do a clairvoyance thing, spell, whatever?
No, that's the wrong one again. There isn't one for this. That's quite annoying. Ignore all that. I don't know when you're supposed to use that sound effect. Okay, new round. As the shaking continues. Are the two of you heading down? Are you two going to head downstairs or head back up?
While Bert is headed downstairs, Snooks is going to go over and kind of snuggle next to Jelsa and try and get her to feed him.
Rannick's going to carry on running down the stairs with Bert.
Okay, Bert gets to there, so Bert, then obviously 6 inches will get you to there if you want to run.
Yeah, Bert's going to keep going downstairs too. No running, just keep going downstairs.
Okay, and then Rannick, you won't. With Bert there, you won't be able to run. So that's all you get to do this round. On round number 6.
Now Bert will step to the side to let Rannick past if he's wanting to run down. Just Bert is not running downstairs.
Do you want to run? Do you want to run down down the precarious staircase while the whole house is shaking itself to bits, or do you want to sort of be a bit more careful?
What big's the drop at the moment?
From here, it's 66 plus 6 points of damage.
Actually, halfway down. Okay.
Well, no, but because you're not actually halfway down at that point, if that makes sense. It was from where you were before. It would have been 76. So here it'll be 66. Actually, from where you are at the moment, it'll be 5d6 plus 5 damage. Because it's every 10 feet it goes down, isn't it?
No, I don't think jumping off the edge quite now is right. I'll wait till a bit further down.
Okay.
But no,
Round.
I'll wait for Bert to move down, and then I'll follow down after him. Then.
As far as it says, treat this as combat, which is why I've been dealing your cards, because as far as I'm concerned, Joker bonuses should apply in this sort of thing. The hammering continues, but now the faint images of starving dwarven ghosts can be glimpsed out of the corner of the eye. You all experience painful hunger pangs and must all make vigor rolls. And don't forget, if you want to move, you also need to make an athletics check. Yeah, and also if you the whole house is still shaking, so moving will require athletics checks or be knocked prone.
And I'm not running at the moment, so the athletics is fine.
Yeah. So Jelsa makes a vigor, Irina needs to make a vigor, Snookums and Amber need to make their vigor rolls. Yeah.
Oh, vigor, sorry.
You've all been hit by hunger pains.
You said it was at -2, which I forgot to put on. Then I actually failed that.
No, you rolled a 6, so you're okay.
I didn't put the -2 on. Was there a minus? Oh no,
There was, but a 6 minus 2 is still a 4, which is still a success.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
sorry.
brain has gone offline.
Okay. I'm going to be nice and say if you basically decide to just sit down on the floor and ride out the rocky, you don't need to have athletics checks. So Rannick makes his athletics check and bounds down there, which means you moved another 6 inches, which is 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are now 3d6 plus 3 points of damage. Spot. That's a bit of athletics check if you want to move, Dondrad. But have you staying put? Oh, are you going to?
No.
Bert's still moving. He's just going to walk, though.
Okay, so I need athletics checks from Bert, which was successful, and I need an athletics check from Dondrad. Unless he's going to stay put.
No. I want to get line of sight on them.
Okay, I didn't expect.
That's okay. You were trying to cast grow. Conjure item, which is fine.
I am trying to cast it, but I just don't know why it didn't roll. Why it did put that box in there.
I'm not going to. It's okay. What were you trying to conjure?
Food.
Oh, that's fine. I'll let you create food. I'll be nice like that. Round, because you got the joke. Well, no, you didn't get the Joker bonus, but that's okay. Next round. Round number 7. Voices can now be heard, in most cases, wordless cries of pain, but now and again, snatches of sentences like eating us, or don't let him, or so hungry. The hammering continues. But, so there we are. You now must all make a spirit roll as you feel something cold and incorporeal trying to flow into your body. Oh dear.
She's got a fire. Nothing's bothering her right now. She's getting warm.
I created enough food for everybody, by the way.
Keep feeding more wood into the fire.
Okay, I'm afraid Arena has been spirit drained.
Okay.
No, you put it on Jelsa.
I have indeed, thank you. See, I can never tell the difference between the pink hair and the red hair. That's the problem.
You know,
Okay.
Thesaurus in the
Difference
flesh,
between
one of
3
us
foot
is
tall
about...
and 6 foot tall. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
The height is the key. The height is the key.
Yes, but height doesn't really translate into the icons, does it? Okay, Bert and Rannick. Are you the shaking of the house is still happening and the banging still continuing, although lessening? There seem to be voices coming from all over the place. Do you want to continue downwards or what?
I think I'm going to carry on down yet.
Bert has failed his
Apparently
agility
Bert is
check.
going to slip. Yep.
At this point, Bert decides to take the quick way down.
Well, Rannick, if we're going in card order, Rannick goes before Bert, yes?
I'm not doing card order. I was just dealing cards to give people Joker bonuses if you got them.
I was hoping I could get down there first and catch him.
Oh, I'll allow that. I'll allow you to attempt to catch him on an athletics roll, which means he'll land on top of you and you'll take half damage each.
I got that. So seeing Bert slip, Rannick sort of dive,
Yeah.
pushing his forward.
Okay, so you will both. I'll say you both take the same amount, and it will be halved. So that'd be 12 points of damage. So slash DMG 12. So that's
Do we
12.
hear the bang?
Probably.
You guys okay?
So the net result is.
I was falling behind Rannick and decided I'd try to catch up real quick.
I don't know if
I'm also going to award.
Bum.
I'm going to award a Benny to Rannick for being desperately heroic. Okay. The shaking and hammering continues. Arena, you suddenly notice now that this whole shaking doesn't seem to be bothering you anymore, and you can move freely without needing to make athletics rolls.
Cool. Well, having conjured food for everyone, I'll take my portion. I'll pick up Dondrad's and Rannick's portions and leave the rest here, and go and see if they're all right.
With Snookums and Amber by the fire, make sure they eat. Stay toasty.
Well, Rannick's going to crawl out from underneath Bert and go and check the door just to see if there is anybody out there.
I'm afraid I'm going to slightly change what you want to do there. Already, I think, assuming you got my whisper.
Yeah, I'm just trying to respond to you.
That's fine. You don't have to. It's just going through your mind, for the record. Literally that.
Oh.
It's like as if it's you. At the moment, you're trying to convince yourself it's a good idea, or rather, it sounds like someone else is trying to convince you it's a good idea.
Well,
Plus
then I'll pick up the food I said I was going to,
Yes.
and I'll stand up, and then I'll spend the rest of the action looking between the food I'm holding and Jelsa.
Okie dokie. It should be pointed out that anybody eating the food that Arena has created, and it's good, wholesome food in every way, and nothing wrong with it at all, it isn't getting rid of your hunger pangs. Okay, athletics rolls if you want to move. Obviously, Bert, shaken will automatically recover, so that's okay. Okay, yep, Rannick, you are able to move okay, so you get to there. What's everyone else doing in terms of Bert and Dondrad?
Can I still see them?
No.
Even if I do something silly like lean over the edge?
You definitely can't see Rannick.
You could, okay, leaning over the edge, you need to make an athletics check to walk to the edge. Don't forget, the whole place is shaking, so that's an athletics check as you decide to lean over the edge.
Well, the thing is it really shaking, or is it just my imagination that it's shaking?
If you fail an athletics check, you fall prone. It's really shaking. As far as you're concerned. Well, actually, if you fail this athletics check, you decide that you really want to see what it's like to plummet 80 feet. So you need to make your athletics check.
The hell?
I'll just... Oh. I've typed it now. I'm gonna...
You've typed it now.
Yeah, that might have been a bit strawberry jamish.
Huh? What, jam yesterday, jam tomorrow, never jam today?
No, as in he'd hit the floor like a lump of strawberry jam.
There'd be a bowl of petunias falling alongside him saying, "Oh no, not again."
Yeah, basically that would have been a big red splat at the bottom of the 80-foot drop, basically. But he made his athletics roll. Okay.
Will it be my friend?
I wonder if he'll be friends with me, is what you're going for.
So I was just wanting to know, so they've disappeared from the bottom of the stairwell.
Yes.
Are you still alive? Are they still alive? Hello? Was there anybody there?
Can anybody hear me? Is there anyone at all?
Well, no, I'm just checking to see if you're not dead.
That's your answer.
I mean. So is Bert dead?
So you can resist it, it would appear, but obviously...
I'm pretty sure Bert's not dead either.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
You're dead, Bert.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't think I'm dead.
I think Rannick's okay and Bert's dead.
Hey, I said I don't think I'm dead. Come on, give me the benefit of a doubt here, at least.
I'm pretty sure he's
I just wondered, okay, because I thought otherwise I'm going to have to heal you from here, which is going to be a bit tricky. But
all right, I know a thing or two about the undead because I know how to get rid of them. And Bert's not undead. At least he isn't yet.
Well, if somebody gets seriously injured, drag him at the bottom of the stairwell and I'll cast the spell down the middle of the stair.
Okay, what's everyone doing?
I'm going to try and do what I said I was going to try and do before.
Certainly. So you move without any problems at all. The shaking of the room is stuff that happens to other people. Obviously, Rannick's moving, so that's an athletics check to move to there, Rannick.
And then I'll
You're
open the
fine.
door.
You open the door.
No bugger here. I'll close the door. No bugger there. And I'll move back. I'm on the middle of the door, aren't I?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, it was just an haunting thing, but I couldn't not check. You know.
My legs are getting tired going up and down these stairs. You know that.
Yeah. And
Well,
with a sudden lurch, everything goes quiet. Really, fortunately, you didn't have to eat Jelsa, so you don't have to make a spirit check for realising you've been eating Jelsa. And you're free. And everything goes
Does that mean
quiet.
I'm no longer desiring to eat Jelsa?
The desire to eat Jelsa has vanished.
Good.
And no one is feeling hungry anymore.
Do you know
As in,
something? I think this is-
unnaturally.
Yeah, I think this is all just all an illusion. I think these ghosts are just trying to scare us, and they'll go in a loop, and they just try to do the same trick over and over again. Why don't we just get everybody together in this one room? We can all
Jelsa?
watch each other.
It's not leaving the damn fire. I don't care what you guys do.
Joseph, there appears to be an indistinct form appearing in front of you.
Well, if it's going to take up space by the fire, I might get a little hostile.
I'm just going. I'm just going to get everyone back up onto the same map for my ease, if nothing else. So, after a little bit more time, it becomes a little more solid. It definitely appears to be a balding dwarf with a dark brown beard, and his facial features are curiously indistinct. He has no eyes, for example. Amber's growling slightly. Schnooks is probably hissing.
I just scooch closer to the fire.
Okay.
But you needed some kind of roll on something.
Not at all. I'm just waiting to see if everyone. I'll unlock tokens and see if everyone else wants to get back to the room or not. Basically, and have a look at the dwarf. Reader's decided to walk through the dwarf, but that's fine. I'm only joking. I know he's not on the way. That's the whole point. He's not. He's a ghost, isn't he? He starts to speak, and his lips barely move. Obviously, before I tell you what he says, I'll sort of give you a description of what happens as he's speaking. As he speaks, bite-sized bits and pieces of him tear loose and fade, leaving a growing patchwork of red until finally not enough of him remains. And he fades away. But before he fades away, he says the following. Are you alive? You do not hunger? Oh, that is what I sense in your blood. Greed. You seek the city of greed. You should abandon your quest, lest you end up like me, cold, dead, eaten. But I suspect you can't be swayed. I know the way to Xin-Shalast. I can show you the way, but only if you bring me my brother. He died on a ledge in the mountains, a mile's walk north from the cabin. I can feel his soul out there, still hungry, still insane. Bring him his bones, and so I might reconcile with him. Once he is at rest, I will show you the way, so that I might rest as well. And with that he does, as I say, fade away.
I wish you'd re-record.
Oh, that's an old advert. My word. Shows you how effective it is that I still remember it.
Yeah.
40 years later.
Okay, well, that weren't weird at all, were it?
By our standards, no, not really.
Actually,
So,
thinking about old adverts, did anyone ever tell Sid? Do you remember
I
that?
don't
If you
know.
see Sid, tell him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we go.
Well, says Rannick, blinking. So, that dead dwarf knows where Xin-Shalast is and can show us there if we're willing to go out into the snow and get his dead brother, his brother who's also dead, and bring him back here so that they can get together while dead and be chums again.
What it
Sounds
sounds
about
like.
right,
So
Okay.
yeah,
Here, who's got that quill and paper thingy?
Jelsa.
I got the quill.
why? Wait, whoa! Why are you going to use that?
Well, you
Find
know,
out where the bones are.
on a ledge a mile to the north is a little bit, to be honest, is a bit vague for mountains. If we get quill and paper out, can't we just say, here, draw us a map to where that there dwarf is, and it'll draw us a map and we can follow it?
It tends to be a bit cryptic.
Worth a try, though, isn't it?
I shrugged.
Times can we use that before it's burnt out?
Once a
Well,
day.
you said we can use it. Yeah, you said we can use it once a day. We haven't used it in weeks. It took to get here. It's worth a try, isn't it?
Well, aye, that's the only alternative for me. Rather than me sitting here talking to dead people for takes a while.
Well, we're
There's
already
lots of
talking
dead
about
people
it.
around to talk to.
I know, and we don't,
imagine-
and they don't draw maps either. So yeah, we could do that and get a map.
Well, so yeah, get your pen and paper out and get it to draw a map for us, Chelsea.
Well, I dig out the quill.
If you're going to go out in this storm, though, we better go out all tied together.
Oh,
Oh,
aye,
well,
and,
we just till the storm passes. There's a fire here.
I'll
we
be
could
on.
just
Oh, wait a
swim
minute! Hang
up
on, wait a
the
minute!
giant
Stop!
hill
Stop!
like
Stop!
that.
I've got the map. Remember the book with the pages ripped out of it, written in dwarfish. The map of the mountain with it shows all the trails on it of every
All right.
mine that these guys went to. So we
Yeah,
could
does
use
it
the
show where
book.
they died?
Well, I know we could work out in that. I can navigate off the book to find out where the guy is.
Well, why don't we use, belt and braces and all that?
It'll be in his journal. You got what's the dragon skin malarkey?
Well, I've got a white dragon skin and I've got a red dragon skin. I thought, going out in the cold, white dragon skin protect you against cold, won't it? Protects white dragons.
Right.
Protect-
Okay. Well, that's going to protect one person.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't kill more than one white dragon.
So,
Why don't we just become frost giants?
So see if you flip through the pages, none of you can read Dwarven, so it's no point in telling you. But if you flick through the pages, see just before you get to the edge, before they're ripped out, that's Velker Mine, right? And it was the base of a 2,000-foot tall cliff in the mountains. It is about a mile, but that's the last. If you look through the calendar entries, that's the last mine he went to, the brothers, and then they stopped writing the diary at that point. So that was the point where the guy got killed. So it Velker Mine.
So how did his
Alright.
diary get back?
Because his brother, it's a journal in the thing, and his brother basically used to come back and write up every day, and presumably they got to the end and he probably wrote about his brother's desk then and had a hissy fit and ripped the pages back out of the book. But that's where the book stops. That was the last claim. The book that on the map, there's definitely a map to where the guy's body is in the book.
That's worth a try. I mean, it's how far north is it? I mean, you can turn us all into frost giants, can you, really?
No, it's a mile. It's a mile. But it's a mile there, mile back
should
in
be
the
able
freezing cold.
To given what's the size of a frost giant, GM?
Big, I'd imagine.
What's the size of a frost giant?
Look it up. 4.
Size 4.
15 feet tall.
Bloody hell. Yes, I can, but it'll take a while because of the PowerPoint cost. Is there anything smaller that's fine, that's immune to the weather like that?
Well, what about all those little dragons?
White dragon wormlings.
Yeah, that would be cheaper.
Because didn't you just turn us into little white dragon things, majigs, worms?
And Bert
Yeah.
could turn himself into a white dragon.
I mean, we don't really have to carry a lot because it's just a set of bones, isn't it?
Well, how big are regular white dragon adults? Not the elders, the middle-sized one, not the biggest.
I think I said they were size 2, didn't I?
That's the wormlings. You want a
No, the wormlings were size -1.
Yeah.
White dragons are young white dragons are 9 feet long from nose to tail, and weigh about 1,000 pounds. They're size 2. Adult white dragons are size 4. They're 15 feet long from nose to tail, and weigh about 2 tons.
Okay.
Well, if Bert and Arena could turn into dragons, and we know exactly where we're going, it's a mile to the north. Even in this weather, a white dragon flying in this weather wouldn't take that long.
True.
We should get there fairly quickly.
Well, if you turn this into a dragon, I'll go. Because I know where I'm going.
Don't have to turn me into a dragon. I'll wrap this skin around me. I can ride on back of one of you if you're going to be big enough dragon. Save you a bit of your energy, wouldn't it?
True. Let's see.
You know, this could also be a little bit more than just a one-person job. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, do we all have to go? There's a fire here.
I would go by. I wouldn't send one person, but you'd have to separate into 2 teams. Honestly, that's not going to cause a problem at all. Yeah, but I wouldn't send people on their own in case these spirits are trying to warp their minds. I think everybody should be in pairs at least.
I said I was quite happy to ride on back of one of Bert or Reedy turned into a dragon, so there, that counts for 2 at least.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to go because I've got the book. Well, I've looked at it. I've memorised the map in the book, but unless anybody can read coordinates in Dwarvish.
Well, I could turn 2 people into a dragon of that size with the power that I've got. So myself and another.
Hang on. Stunty isn't going to be able to read his book if he's turned into a dragon.
It's
right?
Okay. It's okay. I know the map.
No, he'll still be able to read the book. That's not the issue. And as far as...
Look, I've seen dragons. They've got very short front arms. Is he going to be able to hold book, read through it, turn pages and look at it while flying? I think not.
Are you saying you won't hold it for him?
What? While riding on his back, hold it in front of his face so he can see book but can't see where he's bloody going?
You know, I think you people are forgetting that I've been reading maps for 100 years. Thank you very much. Do you know what I mean?
It's going to take you 100 years to work out where we're going.
That's
No,
not what
I've been doing this stuff for over a century. You know what I mean? Seriously, how hard can it be?
Oh, now you've cursed it.
And as far as that goes, I can easily turn all of us into giants. If that's what we really want to do, I can easily turn us all into giants. With my Pearls of Power, I can recast a spell with no PowerPoint cost.
Oh, I forgot about my what's it thing that allows me to take the price of the modifiers down.
And then
Yeah,
there's
you
that
got the
one.
meta magic.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Look, Sparkletits wants to stay here anyway, and I'm betting Amber don't want to go out in snow. And to be honest, I'm guessing Snooks wouldn't.
Well, if Jelsa could stay and look after the animals.
I'll stay here with the fire and look after the animals.
Wait, do we want to leave Jelsa by herself?
Well, I'll leave her this. I hand you the magic bag that conjures creatures.
But
So you can call something to fight by your side if you need
It
to.
should be noted, it's been absolutely silent for the time you've had this conversation. Even the dwarf downstairs hasn't reappeared. You know, the one that appeared every minute.
I'm not sure what's worse, to leave Jelsa on her own, or because she could get attacked and nobody would know about it, and the other point is she might get bored and that might be worse.
Well, I got the mind link with
Rannick.
Rannick. And I'll activate it. Can you hear me, Rannick?
Sparkle Tits, we're in the same room.
Oh, well, I didn't say that out loud. That was in our minds.
Well,
And so what you, yeah, so and?
Well, if you said it in your mind, why did I hear it too?
no.
You know?
Probably because Rannick was screaming.
Aye.
All right.
noticed
I
he
never
screams
heard the
like a
message,
girl
I
at
just
times.
heard him screaming like a schoolgirl.
Right, so Sparkle Tits wants to stay here and shout at me through the power of mind thingy. I'm perfectly happy to wrap myself in this cloak if need be, but look, we got to go and get these bones one way or another. Who's turning into dragon? Who's turning into giant? And who's getting us there?
I'm staying here to protect Schnookums and Amber and keep the fire going so you guys can get warm when you get back.
Okay, and since there's only 4 targets, I can easily turn all 4 of us into giants, and we can just all walk there on our own. Is that
All right.
workable?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Do that then.
Let's get out of the building before you transform us. It will be easier.
Well, of course, yes.
Aye, Elf has a point.
Don't go down the stairs.
Oh, and how convenient the
Oh,
activation.
wait. We don't have to go downstairs. We're going north from here. We're going out the
Range
top
speed.
stairs, aren't we?
Just for the record, Rannick,
Yeah.
the range for the mind link is 1 mile.
Right, so when we get there, if I take a step further away, I don't have to listen to you again. That'd be nice. Did I think that out loud? Damn it! I've got no inner monologue! I've got no inner monologue!
Right. So, what's the shape change plans
Okay,
then?
so it's 11 for the size. It's
You're doing
12
cross
to
giants.
make it hurry. It's 2 targets. I'm not seeing extra targets on here.
Shape change.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't do other people, and we've been doing wrong all this time.
Well,
So,
I've only been changing myself.
range.
Yeah, she
Okay.
might have. Druid's going to be a little bit different than the mage, so that might be the issue.
There we go, grabbed it.
It's the same power, though, isn't it? Shape change.
It is,
I was
yeah.
looking at transform. May affect others at range of touch for +2 or smarts for +3.
Oh, is that you've got a slightly
A modifier, transform modifier.
Right, but
Yeah.
I don't see the additional targets, so I can't cast myself, and I have to cast individually for each target as well.
Yes, you have to do individual. Yeah,
I may have done that wrong. I'm sorry.
that's okay. And it's an asterisk thing, so you've got to have taken the edge to let you do it. Which
Not
I
an
know you
asterisk
have.
on mine, although I have taken the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
And
taken
you-
the edges, but I'm not seeing the asterisk thing on it, but yeah.
No, I'm not seeing an asterisk either.
It may be it's an asterisk in the book, so I'll check that one out. Maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's one of those little updates they did that they didn't tell me about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is
As
there
it
a
happens,
few-
I've got both of those edges, so.
Yeah, I know
if
it doesn't matter.
would be, yeah.
Okay, so Rannick, you've got your cloak. You're not going to get transformed. Sorry.
That's fine.
But with my 2 pearls of power, I can transform 3 of us into giants. So okay, let's
Well, I
see.
can transform myself, and then you can transform him if you like.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, so 11. We're adding the hurry. 12. 12. 13, 14 in order to make it touch, so I can do somebody else. So 14 is what I'm seeing as the.
Believe it or not, it's probably baleful polymorph you needed to cast on other people.
Baleful polymorph you can cast it as a combat thing. The transform modifier affects a willing target, because if you do baleful polymorph, it automatically gets resisted.
Oh, but as a player, you can choose not to resist, can't you?
Yeah, transform is unwilling targets resist with blah blah blah. So I mean, I guess the difference is the size limitations. With baleful polymorph, it can only be size or smaller, whereas with shape change, I can transform you up as well.
Good point.
So okay.
Yeah, so
14
obviously
points.
it's shape change with transform. So basically, if you want to shape change the entire party, it is you have to do it on other people first and yourself last, and they are separate castings.
I will Benny the casting on myself. Okay, and everybody has been successfully changed into frost giants.
Okie dokie. And the reader's doing it to herself, is she?
I have, yes, I rolled it before him. I got
That's
a
fine.
9.
I thought you were. It's not a problem. And you're all going to be frost giants. That's the plan, is it?
So
Yeah.
Irina's turned me into a worm, Bert's turned me into a giant, and yet all we do is I get back here, Jelsa throws glitter in my beard, and that's me done the hat trick, isn't it?
Okay, so so the winds around the cliff are okay. So you get out there. Okay, so this I'm going to read this one out. The elements of a worn trail between the mine and the cabin still exist. This trail can be followed with a survival roll, otherwise the journey is one through trackless rugged mountains. So I need a survival roll to find the trail from one of you.
These are
or
huge.
more than you.
This is a dwarven trail, yes?
A dwarven trail. It's a trail.
Why am I still running? It was made by dwarves, yes? To humanoids.
Well, it's a trail through the mountains.
As a ranger, I get re-rolls on finding trails of humanoids and other things that I've got.
The trail could have been made by anything, couldn't it? But I suppose so. John Jones definitely decides to go off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so anyway, I've got the map, I know the way.
Didn't you ask somebody for directions, dear?
This way you.
I'll tell you what, that blizzard's got 3 layers of imagery.
It has, hasn't it?
Anyway, meanwhile, Arena and Rannick deduce the correct trail as Dondred heads off south.
Yeah, they're going the wrong way.
See this flag here, right? And that flag there, and that flag there, all with dwarven rune on. I'm betting these actually lead the way they need to go.
I don't
know
get
they're
this, man.
mostly buried in snow, but look, let me dig it out a bit. See?
Oh, sure. Get all logical on him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, do you know what it helps? Helps if you hold the book the right way up, I suppose. Okay.
I'm going to have to move downstairs and share my Discord because my Discord's glitching too badly.
So, yeah, this book's upside down, isn't it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not going to worry about changing your tokens, but okay. So you now find it. You are standing at the bottom of a sheer cliff. The winds around the cliff are strong, and the cliff face is icy. Yeah, I didn't mean to move Jelsa there, did I?
Yeah, just leave me
Yeah,
there.
but-
I'm by the fire with the pets.
Okay.
Keeping me warm.
The winds around the cliff face are strong, and the cliff is icy. This is a multi-person dramatic task to climb the cliff.
But is it not at the base of the cliff?
No. According to the map.
I really am lost. I really am lost.
Well, you've got to this direction here. Apparently now you've got to climb the cliff. You can see there's fog at the top of the cliff. According to the map, judging by the map that's drawn and the description the dwarf said, you deduce the ledge in question is near the mountain's peak.
We got to get to Chopper Mountain.
Apparently.
It's only a 2,000 foot tall cliff,
So,
apparently.
so who didn't want to be a dragon then? We could have just flown up.
I was quite happy to ride on a dragon.
Okay, climbing the cliff. Climbing the cliff is a multi-person dramatic task. The task has no duration. Obviously, there's a number of successes you need. The task has no duration, but each round is 4 hours spent in the harsh environment. However, you don't have to worry about that because, of course, you're immune to cold. So basically speaking, I think all you need to do is make athletic checks. And as long as you don't critically fail, you will eventually clamber to the top.
You can spend 1 power point to keep it going for the same duration again.
But it does take about 4 hours to climb up the mountain, which probably means halfway up you probably will do turn back and then suffering cold unless someone unless you paid extra for the multiple extended length duration, of course. But
Yeah, I probably would have paid for the extended duration and then on top of that my concentration. So I mean, I think I've got like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or 4 hours for each time I restart it. So.
And yeah, Arenas is an hour at a time, but then it's only 1 power point per extra hour.
Yeah. So that's fine. Okay, so that gets you to the top of the cliff. At the top of the cliff, okay, the fog says you're unable to see through the fog, apparently.
Well, that's helpful.
The cliff, yeah. Hang on. I think I've made a mistake when I drew the description. I have to say, I hate these are the least. Yes.
You didn't the wrong mountain, did you?
No. It's not that at all. What I've done is I have done the fog wrong. That's my mistake, but that's fine. I can fix that. I need to do. No, I need to do that. Okay. So basically you're in a fog. So once you start advancing forwards carefully, you will emerge from the fog. This map, you can't really tell where the clouds are and the fog isn't, if you know what I mean. Okay. And what you can see, it doesn't show up on this map because that would be sensible. So let's actually add one because that would make a lot more sense. If I go assets, images, and do that. And then all I need to find is, okay, I know it makes no logical sense for it to be. Let's try something. Let's try it. Let's see. Try it as a token. No. There we go. There's a campfire.
Hey, and I'm going to remind Rannick through the mind link, hey, as long as you guys are out and you're so big, can you bring back some more firewood?
I should point out none of you seen a tree.
We haven't seen a tree.
There's a body here.
Okay, does this
Sorry, there's a body here.
body there?
Okay.
Well, I wonder if this
Karmic's
is
body lies near a long dead fire pit in the eastern portion of the ledge, frozen solid and preserved by the cold mountain air. The corpse still wears its padded armour, but is in a frightful shape. Not only is it broken and mangled as if it had fallen from a great height, but the body's legs end in charred blackened stumps where the feet had been.
Aye, poor bugger. Well, I suppose this is what we need to take back, says Rannick, and picks up the corpse.
Okay. As you touch the corpse, it's interesting.
Yeah, this corpse is interesting. I touched it, and it's interesting. Feel the texture of that.
Okay, that's...
It looks like he might be. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch you inappropriately. I should have asked for consent first. Excuse me, your brother wants me to take you back so he can say aye. Do you mind if I pick you up? Not like that.
Okay, so as soon as he reveals himself, as soon as his corpse is touched, as soon as the corpse is touched, he flies up out of the mist. His mouth is filled with fangs that drip streamers of blood, and although he appears incorporeal, you can feel there's even in this cold place, the air around him is colder. In fact, he's leaving a rime of ice across any surface he travels near. Also, revealing himself causes fear. So on the first round, you all get to make fear checks. But Bert gets to go first.
It's never an easy life, is it?
So let's start with our fear check. So what's the plan here, guys? Do we need to whack this guy or what?
We've only got to take the body back. Just kill the bugger. All right, re-kill the bugger.
Re-kill the bugger. I can do that. So let's let me see. It is a strength D12. Yeah, strength D12. P is 3. Oh, no AP. Sorry, no AP. Okay. Bert will pick up a rock, even if it's just a big old chunk of ice, and huck it at this ghost.
Okie dokie. You throw the rock at the ghost, it passes right through it. As if he isn't there.
If he wasn't there. Okay.
Jelsa should have been on hold. I'm not sure why she wasn't. Arena, you're up.
You can't while you're in that form. You can't cast spells when you're in a shape change.
For the record, I can't hear a reader downstairs.
I know. They get out their rune chill hatchet and whack it.
Okay. Actually, I do need to, yeah. I've got a whole new set of tokens, haven't I? So let's make Arena a female frost giant. Let's make Bert a male frost giant. Let's make Ranit a different male frost giant. And I'll have to make Dondrad the official Pathfinder frost giant. So there you go. Arena is using the rune shield and hatchet. Okay, that's a hit. Okay. Although the ghost appears incorporeal, the rune shield hatchet does appear to does connect as if it was solid. However, it doesn't seem to hurt it.
Maybe it's been out in the cold that long that a rune chill hatchet isn't going to bother it.
It did hit it as though it was solid, though.
How high up? Well, okay, we're pretty tall, but you said it was flying. How high up is it?
Well, it flew up out of the mist. It's sort of levitating over its body at the moment. It's a dwarf.
Okay, well, fair enough. In which case, I'll stab it with my spear.
Yeah, miss.
But, well,
Mr. Nine Bennies.
I'm guessing, well, it's either humanoid or a dwarf, so I'm getting a free reroll anyway, but we should all have SWAT on us, I'll just point out.
You can point that out all you like. However, I do not believe you're getting a free reroll.
It's not undead, and it's not a humanoid.
You didn't say that before. You said dwarf. You didn't say undead. You get a free reroll.
Dwarves being humanoids.
I know, but I'm being pedantic. You didn't say undead is what I meant before.
Right, so I've hit it. That'll do. I'll take that.
Okay. This is going. It didn't automatically. Because you obviously ended turn before I rolled, so he unshakes. What's he gonna do? Did you remember to make your fear checks, Arena and Rannick?
Sorry.
Okay, you failed, Rannick. Arena made it.
I was guessing there'd be a penalty. I was going to throw a Benny at it anyway.
Arena passed. Arena passed. You didn't need to re-roll. It was Rannick who failed. Okay, you're both fine, so that's fine. It's go. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Just so you know, that's what he looks like.
But that's got feet.
I know. I was just thinking that. Well, the body doesn't, but the ghost does, obviously.
Yeah, the ghost has got feet, yeah.
Oh, this could get interesting. Donjad hasn't gone yet, has he?
Nope.
Oh, this is evil and completely down to what you've done. So for once, the party's cleverness will backfire against them. Right. The ghost points at Dondrad and says, kill them. And he automatically controls non-outsiders native to cold, which of course frost giants are. So, Dodred, you've been told to kill the frost giants. Obviously, each turn you get a spirit check to resist, but he automatically commands you with a puppet command.
Because we're frost giants.
Because you're frost giants, yeah.
So I can resist that then straight off the bat.
Well, yeah, but obviously that's basically a limited free. Well, it's a limited free action to do the command. In the meantime, he is going to bite Arena.
Oh, sorry. Does he puppet me first?
Puppet's a limited free action because he just he commands you to do it. He doesn't have to do anything else. He's literally got the ability to use to basically command you. So he literally just looks at you and says, "Kill them."
Right, so I'll be starting my turn. I'll be starting my turn on a spirit check to avoid that, and then another spirit check to avoid fear.
Okay, I've hit the frost giant. Oh yeah, actually, I need to remove the spirit drain on Arena from. Oh no, that does stay until secured. Okay, oh, that's a bit of luck because you're a frost giant. That improves you. Therefore, he doesn't tear away chunks of Arena's flesh, causing an energy drain upon her. Okay, Dondrad, you get to make a fear check first of all at -2.
Okay, fear check. So I'm going to kill you all, but I'm going to run away first.
Critically fail and run away. Kill them. No, I'm scared of you.
Okay, you pass the spirit check. Now you get to make a. You now get to make a spirit check to resist the command to attack Rannick, basically. Which you succeed, so therefore you didn't get the raise. If successful, you don't carry out that particular command, but you remained a puppet. With a raise, you break control and the power ends. So you can act, but obviously you resist the command.
I'll just try and kill him next round.
Yeah, exactly. It's in fact,
Right.
yeah. You can still move, obviously, and everything.
Yeah, I can attack as well, can I? You never said don't attack. So
Don't forget, you can't cast spells while shirt changed.
Bugger! I was going to smite everybody. Well, I'll take that back. Yeah, what I'll do probably is just charge him.
Go for it. Yeah, you'll charge him, but you can't attack him as such. But at the same time, you don't attack the party.
Do you know what? I'm just a wee bit upset. So, because he's told me to kill people, so I think I'll wild attack him. Well, I've got a chance and the temporary sanity to do it.
Yeah, go on then.
You have that. Have that. How dare you?
It's a hit with a raise.
Oh. Yeah, I momentarily think about killing Rannick, and I thought, no, and I'll just run at him and scare him.
Hey, you wound him. Sting up out of the snow and ice.
Oopsie daisy. I just noticed that in the combat track. I went, oh,
Okay, so bursting up out of the ice. Well, actually, that's not going to hurt frost giants. I'm going to argue though at this. Okay. Okay.
I shall hug him and pet him and call him George.
Yes, 40 yards. So that's okay. So this might have quite a large area of effect. Yeah, I think you're all in the 20-inch area of effect. So it emits a strange trilling sound that means all of you get to make spirit checks at -2 or be stunned until it stops trilling.
Oh dear.
oh dear. Spirit -2.
Arena makes it. Rannick is stunned.
Rannick is using bennies.
Rannick is stunned. Donjad is stunned, which is possibly a good thing. Rannick is not stunned. Donjad is not stunned.
What's Betty's betting?
So Arena's okay, but okay, that's fine. So it continues. So it's a limited free action. It can emit a strange trilling sound. But once a creature has resisted or broken the effect, it cannot be affected again by the same Frostworm Straw for 24 hours. So obviously, knowing it's not done anything, and I'm going to basically, given that you lot all seem to be quite tall and not being affected by the cold, it's not going to breathe cold at Bert. It's just going to come up to him. Are Frost Giant's immune to... Yeah, you got immunity cold, haven't you? My word, aren't you lucky? I'm just going to bite Bert. No, that's the damage roll. Let's try the rolling the hit first, shall we? It fails to attack Bert. New round. Rannick gets a joker. My word.
Lovely. Right, since none of my normal tricks work in this form, I'll just stab it really hard with the spear. The ghost, that is.
There's a lot of typos on this monster. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to see if they've updated it in the PDF. When I say typos, I mean there's an awful lot of Pathfinder ranges, not Savage Worlds ranges.
Yeah. I'll take that.
It takes a wound. Dondrad, spirit check, please. Or you have to kill Rannick. That's a raise. You are free of the compulsion.
You say you'd have to try to kill Rannick. Do you realise that in Frost Giant form, Rannick is actually easier to kill than when he's not?
I know.
Righty-ho.
The point is you're all immune to cold, which makes this fight incredibly less nasty than it would be otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to... I'm sorry, but I'm lost the plot with you. You're having it. Disgraceful dwarf.
Well, this is quite annoying.
Oh, Benny's gonna...
Okay, you wound him.
It's all right. You've burnt a few bennies, haven't you?
And he's staying shaken. That's good.
He is staying shaken.
Oh, he's got regeneration, has he?
Right, I'm going to also spend a Benny to unshake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a frenzied biting attack on Arena. Hitting once, missing once. Doing no damage whatsoever. And then the Frostworm is going to attack Bert. Doing nothing. And then it's Bert's turn.
Okay, Bert is going to whip out his fanged falchion and chop the frostworm.
Didn't it? Were you holding it in your hand when you turned yourself into a frost giant?
Well, there are a few things that I purposely put down before I change.
Okay,
my
I believe you.
My fanged falchion and
I believe I trust you enough because you're the caster that you know that sort of stuff, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's probably standard practice with the Runelords hatchet.
Yeah, well, I know it is. That's why I didn't question it. Whether Baronic said he put his spear down is another matter, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I know Rita said something there, but I didn't hear it.
Okay, Kay said that they appreciate that.
Wow, I am rolling just garbage. Come on. There we go.
Oh!
Much better.
Okay, 3 wounds upon the frostworm. Oh, it's got bennies. It might as well spend one to soak it. It takes 2 wounds.
And he is bleeding.
Is he? Okay. Oh, is that a rending weapon, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's fine. Oh, he's not bleeding out. It's not. I'll put rending instead because bleeding is bleeding out.
Whatever the appropriate.
Yeah. Arena, you're up.
Well, it stays powered up for 5 rounds. You haven't powered it up yet.
No.
That's probably not going to work, but it's possibly what it might. It exactly might do no harm at all if you make sure it's doing extra cold damage.
No, it does say 1d6 points of negative energy damage. It doesn't say it's cold.
Not cold damage. Okay.
It says 1d6 points of negative energy damage on our hit. Undead hit by a rune chill hatchet does not suffer fatigue, but must make a spirit roll or become panicked for 5 rounds.
So it might make it run away.
You activated the rune chill, are you?
Just click the raise button. It's an extra d6. It works exactly the same.
Yep. Oh, what? Why is it said? Why is immunity kicked in when it didn't for anyone else?
No, it has.
Oh. Oh, and I'm just ignoring it. Yeah, I see. And I'm just applying it even though it says immunity. I hadn't paid attention. Okay. That's interesting. Because it's got immunity set to cold, but it's still treating it as immune. Oh, I don't know how you're supposed to make immunity work when you specify what the immunity is and it still doesn't bloody work. I don't know how I don't think that one works very well. Right. Well, just for the sake of amusement, he gets to make a vigor check or be panicked. He's not panicked. He then takes no, actually it really has this time set immunity, so it makes me think the rune chill hatchet might actually have the cold. Yes! Oh, beautiful. It is working properly. I got it the wrong way around. The rune chill hatchet has the keyword cold. Judging by this, it isn't. It feels cold to the touch, but it is not cold. So I need to fix that. It is actually negative energy. So actually, it did work. Ironically, that's why. Oh, that's beautiful to see it actually work, even if I didn't realise it. So it is not invulnerable. And he will take a wound.
Oh, he's got unstoppable.
And that's the end of that round. The new round begins with Bert getting the Joker, which, to be honest, based on your dice rolls today, so I think you need it, Bert.
Yeah, and then some. Okay, let's go ahead and whack this guy with my falchion again.
The guy with your falchion.
Worm with my falchion.
You whack the worm with your falchion. Are you happy with one wound?
No, I got bennies. Let's go ahead and do that once. Yeah, I should have been happy with one wound. Okay.
It's already bleeding anyway.
It is bleeding, so on its turn. I'm afraid that didn't do any more damage to it, but it is still bleeding, so it may still take a wound anyway. Rannick, you're up.
Right. Well, looks like Reedy and Dondrad have got dealing with the ghost sorted. So Rannick is going to pick up the corpse.
I don't know if the corpse is the problem, though.
No, but we still need to get the corpse back where we're going. So Rannick, the spirit rose up out of the corpse that Rannick was touching to pick up. So Rannick is just going to bend down, pick up the corpse.
I'm just worried that, we don't have time to talk about it because I'm in the middle of combat. But
And sprint towards the edge of the cliff.
because you might need that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we need it, but we need it at the bottom of the cliff, so that's where it's going to be going shortly.
We might need it at the top of the cliff.
Arena is up. 10 bennies. 10 bennies. It's because he hasn't been able to cast spells all the game because he hasn't been a dwarf.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this guy's been hit twice now with this sword and it's not going down. I just wonder if they bless the bones to kill him.
Okay, let's soak that damage.
Well, Relic can't hear you over the snowstorm, so he's going to carry on doing what he's doing.
I'm
afraid it doesn't seem affected, Arena, by your attack. This time. I mean, it's quite a solid hit, but it doesn't seem to be bothered by it. In other words, I soaked all the damage, I'm afraid. Okay, Varric is up. Alright, well, it is not happy. Rannick's running off with its bones, so it is going to bite. It's going to do a frenzied attack upon the dwarf because it never seems to hurt Jelsa, Arena. It can never hurt Jelsa, so Jelsa's not there. I think it's done a very nasty bite upon the dwarf. Okay, so the dwarf.
Dwarf on dwarf action, huh?
I think it's just ripped the Dondrad's throat out by the look of things. So first things first, you get to make a vigor roll to resist the effect. No, first things first, you get to soak the damage, and then you get a vigor roll to resist the energy drain.
Righty-ho, so let's do the...
Because if you negate all the damage, you're not energy drained.
Righty-ho, so let's soak that.
That's 3 wounds. That's 3 wounds.
So how many wounds did I take? 3?
You got that 3 wounds after that soak roll.
Right. Well, we've got rather a lot of bennies.
Well, just spend 12 power points and then 3.
Sorry, I get 2 for 1. So that's an 11. So what's that then?
That would mean you take 2 wounds.
So how many? So what would I need to roll to avoid taking 3 wounds?
You need to roll a 16 to cancel out the 4 wounds you took.
If you get a 12, you will negate 3 of the 4 wounds. If you roll a 16, you'll absorb all the wounds.
That's
Right,
5
let me
power
think.
points.
Can he spend power points to improve his soak roll?
Yes.
After rolling.
If you spend 5, that's what I'm asking. If you spend 5 power points, you take no damage.
I can't. So wait a minute.
So that's
You
what
must have
I didn't know
five
there was a limit.
So it's 15. I can get. So that counts as a 15.
Well, you
So
might as well
anyway,
just
all I need
spend
to
one.
Spend one. I spend one and I get 12.
Yeah.
But hey, let's keep going for a laugh.
Okay. If you critically fail, you're incapacitated. Don't forget.
I know. But this is the armor. Yeah, I think I'll take 1 wound and I'll lose a power point.
Of course, he gets 2 for 1, doesn't he? Because every soak roll he gets 2. Every soak roll he makes, because of his armor, he gets 2 attempts to soak it.
Yes. So the odds are good, but I'm checking out after so many bennies. So yeah, I'm going to take 1 wound and lose a power point.
Okay, now you get to make a vigor roll to resist energy drain. Now you roll ridiculous. The ghost.
Do I get stupid vigor rolls?
The ghost then literally becomes incorporeal and flies straight through you.
Yeah, we might need the bones.
Dondrad, you unshake. And yes, they could have attacked it, but they didn't. They didn't ask, so I'm going to be mean.
All I can do in this form is physically attack him. I don't have that. Right, sorry, I was just briefly looking at scrolls to see if I could cast a spell via a scroll. But no, it's going to have to be a... By the way, right, so it turned incorporeal. It basically flew through me, so it wasn't disengaging from combat, was it?
You've got a magical weapon which can hurt incorporeal things, so...
So it's just disengaged from melee combat to fly away.
Yeah, it did.
Damn, they worked it out.
I think the implied question is: does he get to do
attacks?
Make a free attack?
Oh, you certainly do. You most certainly do.
No.
I just deliberately didn't. I didn't say anything because both Arena and yourself technically get a free attack on it, but neither of you called out for it. So I was being very evil and not saying anything.
Dondrad was shaken anyway, so Dondrad wouldn't have done, but Arena would.
Yeah.
Well, I would have Benny to unshake.
But you're legendary characters. I need every break I can get these days, so I'm just being mean.
There you go. Benny to unshake. And then I hit, and then I'm going to hit it again.
Okay. Okay, so
shaking. So it's adjacent to me, and it's
okay, so it looks like Arena shook it as it ran away. So then you
Needs a vigor check or it gets panicked.
So it's going to be back to where it was. It's going to be 3 inches the other way.
Why? It can move when shaken.
All right, okay, you can move it.
5 rounds.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm going to catch up with it and hit it again. Or maybe not, or maybe I'm just going to slip in my ass.
I think you're going to do a Rannick, aren't you?
Hey, that's very unfair.
Well, it's. I mean, I had to. It
Don't you have a
disengaged, so I had
copyright
to-
on that maneuver?
I don't know. At least it was something soft landing. Yeah, so I thought it disengaged, so I hit it. So I thought I'd chase after it, but do you know what? It's the bloody legs. You made my legs too long. It don't work properly.
Okay.
That so far too tall.
Frostworm's got improved sweep. He's only got one target. It's going to hit, but it's going to attack Bert again and miss. Is that everyone? Yes, it is. New round.
The frostworm needs a vigor roll because it's bleeding.
Correct.
Thank you for reminding me. I always forget that.
Frostworm isn't bleeding anymore.
Okay, Dondrad, you are up. You are currently prone.
You know, I've seen blood clot before, but I've never seen it freeze before. That's just weird.
Yeah.
That is true.
Expend 2 inches to stand up.
Okay, you stand up.
The trouble is that everybody can see me now because the first lesson in how not to be seen is don't stand up.
Indeed. So sorry. Stand up, please. Bang.
I'm not going to have this. I'm going to go through an obscene amount of bennies, but what's this?
Critical failure.
that almost-
Critical failure. Critical failure. Critical failure. You hit.
My dice are broken. Oh, it's a wound.
That's a wound. Yeah. I've got one Benny left, so let's use it. Oh.
Soaked.
I'm afraid it's not afflicted. Arena,
Right,
you are
right.
up.
Oh no, I can't run away from it, so it's going to attack me. And,
It would do. Giants left, right, and centre. Right. That's a hit with a raise on the Frostworm. Roll for damage. Okay, right. So the Frostworm is incapacitated, which then means it then begins its death throes. 120 foot. Divide that by 5 would get you a ridiculously huge area of effect
24.
as it explodes, dealing cold damage to all over the place, but everything's immune to cold damage, so it doesn't matter.
Yay!
But yeah, that's quite unpleasant. But you're all immune to cold damage, so today you've been absolutely, completely sensible on how to nerf all the bad guys' best effects. But you're up.
Okay, with one less bad guy out there, Bert is going to step over here and attack Karvik.
Go for it. I don't think he's going to get a chance to regenerate. He's got... I don't know why he's got 8 bennies. He certainly shouldn't have any. Oh, that's Rannick. That's why. I'm being an idiot. Duh. Sorry, Rannick.
All right.
Okay.
That's a wound. That is a wound.
Which he soaks.
No, that was his incapacitation roll. I must have turned that off for
Even
NPCs.
better.
Yeah, but if he's got fast regeneration, he still gets to regenerate next round. We've got to take him out and then get rid of the regeneration, which will probably take a while. Anyway,
I
ran
don't
it.
think it works like that with him, if I'm honest. Okay, Rannick, you are running.
Ran it goes up to the edge and throws his corpse over.
Okay, I just need to check something because it's quite interesting. The extent of the fog. Okay, you're not in the foggy area, so you're okay.
Oops.
Okay, so fast regeneration. Cold darkness. You need to flash. Yeah, ethereal fast regeneration. Yes. Okay. You throw his bones over the edge.
Yeah.
And that's where we shall leave it then.
And when they get done, Jelssa's going to remind Rannick through the firework, the mine lake. Don't forget to bring more firewood. It's starting to run down here.
Was that the sensible thing to do, though? Throw his bones over the edge?
As far as Rannick's concerned, yes, because the ghost is tied to the bones, as far as Rannick's concerned. So, at the very least, the bones are closer to where we need them to be, and the ghost might just go and sit in the bones for a bit, and therefore we don't have to fight it. It might not be the right thing to do, but that's what Rannick thinks.
Ooh, I don't know. See, it's the thing.
Rannick was thinking again.
Rannick does a lot of
I
thinking.
knew I smelled something burning.
I was just going to say, can I figure it out on a faith roll?
Well, we shall find out next week because I am going to leave it there. It's a good place to. It's a good place to leave it with Rannick throwing the bones off the edge.
Yes, except I've got pennies.
Well, Jess has got 9. If anyone wants to spend their bennies, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, before I reset them all. But we shall leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that. It was quite interesting. Impressive how you completely nerfed everything by being quite clever and sensible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not actually complaining about the sensible use of turning into cold creatures when you're outside in this weather. But we shall...
Or flying creatures when you try to drop it.
But don't forget the firewood, Rannick.
We shall leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay, we got some Deadlands on Sunday, and we're back for Pathfinder the following week. Take care now.